Welcome to the EST Hangout.
This is the EST Hangout, and today's guests are...
Hey, happy Thursday morning to you. Welcome to the EST Hangout presented by Two Hoots Hard Iced Tea, a real brewed tea. Don't just give a hoot. Give to Matt Iwanyk, Tom Gazzola, Joaquin Gage with you here on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Tune in iHeartRadio as well as those watching on YouTube. I feel like a little naked for this show today in the sense that like we don't have a lot of contests. Like I've been used to be like saying like we got the hole-in-one contest, we got Great Outdoors. We do have Great Outdoors Comedy Festival VIP qualifying to do today. It's the last day to qualify for that. We're going to give that last table away tomorrow. But I just feel like I usually start. I'm like we have to get to this, and this today. And today it's just like I don't have any of those.
You know,
so, it's great.
It feels weird because we were all go for basically since the launch of the station in September, which is great. And then now we're coming to a quick stop, and it's a very, very like abrupt, oh, it's summer kind of smacking us in the face kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Oh, and we're gonna get smacked in the face this starting this weekend with the weather at least.
Yeah.
Finally with some summer weather.
That's a smack in the face. That's a caress.
Oh, okay.
From Mother Nature.
I'll take the smack in the face of the heat. I love the heat.
Yeah,
so,
me too. It's like. We're gonna kiss you with the sun.
Sure, if that's the way you want to go with, I'm good with that. Today 24, tomorrow 25, Saturday 26, Sunday 28, Monday 29, Tuesday 31, Wednesday 33. So just slowly creep it up. The only thing that we have to be careful for, Clausen did text me this yesterday, some smoke. If we get any of the smoke coming in, and we'll know for the tournament Sunday, Monday, how much that will impact how hot it can get and all of that. But if the smoke could stay clear. We're in for a hot one next week, including at the EST Classic at the Ranch Golf and Country Club next Tuesday.
I thought all this rain would kind of... It's been nice up to this point, no smoke.
But it's the smoke could come from so many other areas. We're getting the rain here. It's always about the rain other places. So I haven't been focused on this forecast.
I heard there was like 150 some fires still burning during the winter.
Oh yeah, there was quite a few fires that they just couldn't. Like there weren't blazing all over them, but they were still there.
Like when Tommy enters Kelly's, a slight smolder.
I saw Pete and the gang there after the Canada Day baseball game at Remax Field.
How are they not a sponsor? Or do you just...
Because they don't need it. Because we keep saying that Tommy's been there so much. They go, why are we spending money on this? They already get all the plugs.
Yep. I guess.
Hello, Scott.
we might have to change this.
Yeah, I might have to
We're just going to go to KP now for Kelly's Pub, but never give them to force
it's our
that.
neighborhood pub. Come on.
It's a great spot.
Yeah, it is.
It really is.
I've never been.
No?
Come with.
Yeah,
Come with.
one time I will.
Yeah.
But.
You know what? We should get your headshot, like an 8x10 glossy. Sign it. And they'll frame it up because they have a lot of like Edmonton sports figures and they have a great
you up there?
like no. No chance. I'm just a patron.
I want your picture up there.
We'd get a Joaquin Gage up there.
I don't know about
Next time I go on, I'm going to ask, where's the Tom Gazzola picture? I heard
like,
he frequents here often.
That bum.
Yeah. I'll ask Stevie for it.
Stevie, oh yeah. Stevie would do it.
Actually, on the Hangout tomorrow's DVD, your fellow Kelly's Pub partner.
Well, he's the mayor of Kelly's Pub.
He really is.
He's there all the time.
I remember being there with Mooner, and Mooner was like trying to tell him like the reason it always goes bad at Kelly's is because DVD's there.
Yeah.
He's the one that was, and DVD's like, it's not my fault. I'm always around. It's like as soon as you show up, shots come or something happens, and it goes away.
DVD's kind of like once the end of the night is approaching, you can see him. You know, he gets it into second, third gear pretty quick. He's like, he's revving the engine. Yeah. What are you doing? Where are you going? What's going on?
Yeah, that's Derek Van Diest.
I love it.
That's how
great.
He does things.
I used to be like that. Now I just can't wait to get home and go to bed.
We got to get that out of you a little bit.
I know.
We got to get that out of you.
I'm old, though.
2-3 times a year.
I'm freaking old now.
Age is only a number.
Yeah.
It's a
big
number, though.
It's a mentality.
Yeah.
Just believe you're young, and you'll be young again.
You guys were just talking. We were watching the Kobayashi 30 for 30, and then there's the Nathan Hot Dog thing coming up right now. Of course, 4th of July.
What a way to celebrate.
Happy 4th to all of our American friends and listeners and viewers. Cheers to you guys. Have fun today, mixing water. But you were saying, and Iwanyk wants to do the 9, 9, and 9. And you
9
said
innings,
you
9
would,
beers, 9 hot dogs.
Yeah, you said you would do it too, right?
Yeah, I wanted. I'm just curious if I could. That's the.
Why-
What's the part that you concern you? It's
what's
the hot
holding you
dog?
back?
Or is it the beers?
Sitting out the beers. The hot dogs after 5. How long's a game?
9 innings, about 3 hours.
3 hours?
The Riverhawks, I would say, it goes anywhere between 2:40 and 3 because they don't have the pitch clock, so it's not as sped up, right?
Yeah.
So it could go. I've been at games that went as short as about 2:30, but they could go about 3.
I wonder.
What you can do IPAs for that situation. You'd need like a cool, crisp lager or something.
I've done it. It's just I've
999?
Probably at some point, but I've just felt like a bag of smashed whatever's the next day. But
Yeah, but that's the byproduct of the accomplishment.
and again, the age thing, Maddie, the recovery it's really different. I finally hit the time where I'm like, I don't really want to have a beer today because tomorrow I gotta battle through that.
So here's the thing, because I've already got my strategy planned.
Yeah.
You get those Pedialyte sticks, you pour them in bottled waters. They got water fountains there to refill your water. You got to mix those in. You mix those in, the next day you're feeling better.
It's funny, in junior there was a Cale Hulse, old flame. He was a teammate.
Married the girl from
Yes,
Baywatch.
he did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone, the girls love Cale. He was this big, huge. He looked like Thor. He was extremely tough. Good defenseman. Yeah, he made Sheena, Queen of the Jungle or whatever. That was his wife, Gina
Lee Nolan.
Lee Nolan. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he, where was I going with it? Oh, he found this Hangover FX stuff at like Walgreens down in the States or whatever. And
I
it was
know
just
what he's
like
talking about.
it was just like this chalky little Pepto stuff.
Yeah.
And you were supposed to just shoot that before you went to bed. And I don't know what was in this thing, but you felt like $1 million the next day.
They finally brought one of those up here. It's called Liquid IV.
Yeah.
It's okay. I find that there's another product in the U.S. that is not available here yet, I don't believe, that does work really, really well. It's called Drip Drop.
Oh, really?
It is amazing. And that's exactly what Cale Hulse described. You put like a packet of it into a bottle of water, you drink it after a night of tomfoolery, and then the next day it very, very effectively quells whatever reminders of the night before.
It was
haunt you.
terrible. It was just terrible. I remember my first year pro too. The drink of choice was called a Pink Lady. I've told you about these before though, haven't I?
Doesn't ring a bell.
No.
And even Sparky would make them before games too. It was just Pepto with an Alka-Seltzer tablet and water.
Oh.
And just to calm the stomach down or something like that. Yeah, they do shots of that and Sparky would cheers to somebody's mom or something.
Oh, yes. Sparky seems like the type that would do that. I love Sparky. I like the taste of Pepto-Bismol. I'm just going to say it.
Ugh.
I like it.
I can't remember the last time
Tastes
I
like
had it.
bubblegum.
No. I had some Gaviscon the other day because, I don't know, I had the a little acid reflux. It was awful. And my daughter had it too. And we were drinking it in the car, just going, oh my God, it's terrible. And we were passing it back and forth because we both had bad heartburn. But that was fun. The stuff you do with your family, you know?
That's beautiful.
Actually, my daughter's gone. And I actually miss her. It's funny.
That's also beautiful.
Yeah, no.
Where did she go?
Yeah.
Dance?
She just not. Yeah, well, she went with her friend to. They have a spot in Invermere, I guess. Real sweet little spot on the water. So.
How long she gone for?
Oh, just a week now. I think she's dancing with her at her studio down in Calgary. Then she's back here for a few days. Then off to LA. So.
Sad little daddy at home.
Yeah, cat's away. The mice will probably just sit around and go to sleep. But wife's leaving. My son's there, but he's like my roommate now. So it's like I barely see him.
Dad, where's the food?
Yeah, no, he's we'll do something. We'll do something together. Maybe go see a new Deadpool Wolverine movie.
That's going to be awesome. I'm very excited for that.
Yeah.
The amount of cameos that they've been able to keep hidden
Oh yeah.
sounds amazing. And then like all the past of like Avengers and X-Men that
It's
they're
all-
going to tie in together. And it's supposed to, I'm getting a geek out here, but I watch New Rockstars, great channel on YouTube. It's supposed to launch like the next phase.
Yeah.
I think it's the phase 4 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Let's hope.
And they recover from phase 4. So phase 5 from phase 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not a big Marvel guy, though.
I've never really gone into Marvel, and it was one of those things. Like, I've seen Black Panther. I saw the original Spider-Man from like 2002 with Tobey Maguire.
No. You need to see more.
But and I haven't seen more. But it's also, I feel like now I'm so far removed. Like, it's been so many movies have come out. I don't even know where to begin. It's one of those. I just feel like I'm just good.
Captain
All you
America's
need to
great.
do
Iron Man's
is
great.
Get the chronological order. I can put it together for you.
It sounds like there's too many of them.
Yeah, but you don't have to. I'm not saying you sit there for, 48 hours.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. But at least you'll go, oh, it'll make sense more, right? If I had that.
But like, there's so many movies to go watch to catch up, and that's the thing.
You only have to watch the first up till Infinity War or Endgame.
Endgame was brilliant.
Yeah,
I thought.
from the start to Endgame, there'll never be. Well, I won't say never, but that is the best.
Yeah.
Series of movies, sci-fi ever.
It was awesome.
It's unreal.
Yeah. And if you're gonna just pick and choose one or it's sci-fi.
Sci-fi.
They go into space and stuff. Yeah.
That's sci-fi?
Yeah.
I wouldn't put that as sci-fi.
They have laser swords and such.
Yeah.
Is that sci-fi?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It goes
What
into
is it?
space.
Comics. I don't know that.
comics are
I don't know if it
sci-fi.
would be considered sci-fi. Is it?
Yeah.
Sci-fi.
Like sci-fi, I'm thinking like Star Wars and all of that stuff.
Yeah, Star Wars is becoming more like Marvel now.
Actually, that
Infinity
new
Wars.
Star Wars series, I love it. The Acolyte.
So does Trev, yeah.
I think it's brilliant, and everyone's ripping on it. Like,
Because it's not a traditional Star Wars.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's considered a superhero film.
Okay.
They're not considered sci-fi.
Is Luke Skywalker a superhero? I would say yes.
I don't know. When you look in your browsing section of your whatever your streaming services, I think you'll find comic books in sci-fi.
Is Marvel sci-fi?
Oh, Google's your friend. Anyway, if you're gonna watch, if you're just gonna pick and choose one or two, I would say the best Spider-Man movies of all time are probably Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse. I thought those were phenomenal.
I haven't seen Across the Spider-Verse.
It's really
So
good.
the genre of Marvel Studios, they say, is superhero fiction.
Okay.
So it's its own
We're
type
just
of genre.
creating these new
Yeah.
subcategories now.
Which is sci-fi.
I still but the thing is, I have two things on my go for watching, and it's going to take me years to complete. That's what's going to put all my Marvel back. I'm trying to watch all of Bob's Burgers from start to finish. I'm just starting into season 4, but then I do actually want to watch The Simpsons start to finish.
Oh yeah.
And that's 30-some seasons. I might skip the first 12 because I've seen them all, and I'll end with them. But I want to watch all the episodes I've never seen because there's quite a bit of those, and that's going to probably be like a 2-year-long project.
yeah.
You're like my brother Mike. He loves Simpsons, and he'll just rewatch over and over and over again.
I'm in a Simpsons group, the Simpsons Kings.
I am not surprised.
Myself, Lieutenant Eric is in it. Chad's in it. Lucas is in it. Ryan's in it. A bunch of other people are in it.
I watched.
Okay.
I'm rewatching the X-Files.
I don't jump into it enough.
X-Files?
I'm kind of.
Yeah. But it was huge. I loved that show as a kid. So
I would watch it with my uncle. 780-218-9999, Paris Jewelers inbox. Brock with this little tidbit and nugget of information heading into the weekend. Amazon, no days wasted. Absolute game changer. 1 to 2 pills before you start drinking and you feel like $1 million.
What was it called?
No days wasted.
no day. Oh, all right.
See, and I'm still at a point like my hangovers. They go till about noon the next day if I'm in one.
Not drinking
I feel
enough.
like turn around. No, I can. Like that day, me and her now were at Kelly's Pub on the Seattle Kraken expansion draft day, where we got really hurting for the next day. It was like 12:30. I was good to go.
Oh God.
It's that morning that is just crusher. Although after Eric's wedding, that was probably the last time I was really bad. That was a day long.
You know, it's always good to if you can go work out and just blow it out. Like some of the
Steam room.
Oh gosh, you
Game
can get out
changer.
there on the ice, skate it out, and work hard for an hour.
Come
Go.
down here to a sauna.
Oh yeah.
A banya.
Maybe that's the thing we need to. Because I've never done the Hangover show yet here at EST.
Oh.
Neither
We're
have
on
I. Gags texting in says, Gager, I took a slap shot in the Twig and Berries from Cale Hulse during AAA Buffaloes tryouts in Calgary, 1991. He had a cannon for a shot. LOL. Gags.
Yeah, he a fan growing up in Calgary was a big fan of Al McInnes, right?
Of course.
He tried to I think he actually tried to get his curve the same way, but McInnes used, if you look at his blade, it was a 7-iron. which was ridiculous how he could shoot the puck like
Yeah.
that. But Kale, man, he was so big lefty too, right? So I only saw him lose one fight his whole career, and that was against Kerry Toporowski. He just beat the snot out of everyone else. And I was just talking to this guy too, Paxton Schulte.
Oh, I like Paxton. He's a
Pax
good dude.
is awesome.
Yeah.
I've played against him tons, and he was in Spokane, and him and Jamie Linden, and their coach was Maxwell, and Maxwell he would send guys out to fight Kale because Kale would just wipe these guys out all the time, and like poor Jamie Linden, like he had to go out there and fight Kale all the time, and Kale would just all right, and just tee off on this guy. But
That's Trevor Linden's brother, right?
yeah. And then Pax was a good player, man. He was really good. Big, huge guy.
Yeah.
Like he was like a poor man's Lindros in junior, right? Just impossible to move. Had good hands and stuff. Played against him he played in Belfast too. So
Right.
yeah, but I think his son's doing quite well.
He's in the AJ, I believe.
I think so. Yeah. So
Paxton's a good dude.
Yeah, we should get him in here. He's probably got some good stories.
He was traded from the Avs to the Flames,
Yeah.
and he was a Quebec Nordique, and I think he played briefly for Calgary as well. But there was like a trade deadline day. James Duthie did like a 7-minute segment on Paxton Schulte trade. Paxton actually showed it to me. It was hilarious. It was like 2005-ish, and they said the reason why the Avs won that cup was because of that trade.
Oh, really?
It was totally facetious, but yeah, it was good.
Oh, that's great.
We have an update from the Nathan's hot dogs contest, whatever. Mickey, this is from Spency 5 Centsy. Mickey Sudo just took down 51 hot dogs.
Oh my god!
Wow.
That's how we ended it. Wow. 51. It's great viewing, great television. Watching those guys puke through their hands and stuff like that. It's the worst.
I like the
I don't think I've ever fully watched
announcing
it.
and guys come in. Like they do an awesome job of it, right? That would be a
show.
fun. There's certain sporting events that those bucket list of items. It's
You would
low.
go to one of those?
What? Yeah.
No.
Why not?
Because I could.
Coney Island. Yeah.
I'll go to Coney Island almost any other day.
That would. I think it'd be be fun.
Darts is still up there for me.
Oh,
The
gosh,
dart tournament
yeah.
in Scotland. I think that would be the place. Scotland or England, somewhere in those. Or Ireland. Find a nice pub, like little pub even. Or going to one of those bigger ones. They're just getting plastered.
Yeah.
Cheering on guys throwing darts and yelling
But I think
180.
they all know him, right? They're all his buddies or whatever, right? It's great.
It's fascinating.
Yeah. On the Ocho.
Oh yes. Okay. So Brock's recommending the No Days Wasted, and then this text comes in and says, "No Days Wasted is no joke. It works great. Took it every day while drinking all day long at an all-inclusive in Mexico. What a full week without a hangover. Game changer. Okay, that's good. I'm gonna look that
No
up.
Days Wasted.
How much?
There it is.
How much on Amazon?
10 servings, 20 capsules is $38.
Ooh, but that's worth no hangover.
Well, that's the thing. Let's take a look at what the reviews have here. This is the important stuff here. This product is so amazing. Felt great. It becomes part of my routine. What else do we got? So we all have one of those nights that just turned into a runaway. Take these pills on the evening you were drinking, not the morning. You'll feel a million times better the next day. I'm not going to say 100% no hangover, but way, way better. Where somebody else is saying it doesn't work. Bought this to try since I'm now in my 30s. I get tired and hungover after 3 or 4 light beers. What?
Okay, this person
Still
sucks.
felt hungover the next day. Okay. No, I don't care about your opinion.
You throw that
3, 4 light beers,
yeah.
and you're...
That review goes into the trash.
This stuff really works. We've been using No Days Wasted now for about 6 months. When we're having a few drinks, celebrating, or traveling, it truly does work great. We take one after we've had our first beverage or two, and then one before going to sleep. Combine this with drinking a good amount of water. Also, they're adding the water in there. Enhanced with electrolyte powder if you wish. That's those Pedialyte sticks. Before you go to bed, and you'll be set. So that one's but it's a mix of a bunch of things.
Yeah, but that's good.
I don't think you need this. I think if you just do the water and electrolyte powder and stuff and do that all day.
That's what Drip Drop and Liquid IV. It's like super concentrated electrolytes.
I'll give it a test when I do the
999.
Of course. Why not? I'll take this. I'll take the battle for this. How to use: take one serving when celebrating or before bed. Wake up fresh. He says.
That's what you need, like for those New Year's Eve celebrations or whatever. I remember one time we had a party at my place, and the next day the house is trashed, and you're like, I got to clean this up. And I went down, I started cleaning up, and I looked at my wife and I said, I can't do it. And I just went back to bed. It's the only time I ever did that. I was like, I'm sorry, I can't do this right now. I can't do it.
Was she disappointed or mad?
No, she was I think she just kind of laid on the couch too afterwards.
Yeah, you just give up. You're like, this is for later. This text comes in. It says, I'm trying to have a sober summer after that Oilers run, but so far, not so successful. Don't do that to yourself.
What, not drink?
But
Be sober?
Okay,
That's
I'm not
kind of a
saying
rough
that.
message there. Don't be sober. Don't look
not
after
saying
yourself.
that.
Get drunk.
I'm not encouraging drinking, but I'm saying like that is such a tough way to go from like you go on 200 miles an hour and you're watching this Oilers run, and then all of a sudden you're gonna stop abruptly.
You're saying withdrawals.
Yeah,
That's what you're worried about.
And then it's gonna be beautiful out. You're out with friends, nice backyard situation. Maybe you're patios and stuff like that, and you try to go cold turkey. That's a tough one.
That's why it's good to do it in February.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're a real sports nut, it's tough because Sundays, NFL, playoffs.
February, not really. February has Super Bowl. That's pretty much it.
Isn't February? When was Super Bowl this year? Was it
February.
13?
Or was it?
Feb
Okay,
12
I thought
or
it was
something?
later.
No, we're gonna get there one day. I do
yeah.
believe that. I believe that.
Because they added a game, didn't they?
Well, they did, but they're gonna add an 18th game at some point, and that might come sooner because the NFL is paying billions of dollars to fans right away here for this Sunday ticket.
Yeah.
There's I can't remember what the billions is. Some people might be getting thousands of dollars from the NFL from this, and that might, to get some cash back, might push them to go to 18 quicker. But I also do think that we'll see the NFL play almost 7 days a week, and they'll space out the schedule.
You think so?
I do, and I think it's the two reasons. Is one, I see they left Canada or Christmas Day to the NBA for a number of years.
Yeah.
They only played Christmas Day if it was on the weekend, legitimately.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they didn't play. And then this past year, they played and they got all these numbers. And this year, they're like,
yeah,
we're gonna start playing Christmas Day now. And they've just taken away from the NBA. They could do whatever they want.
Oh, I know.
They've added the Black Friday game after U.S. Thanksgiving, on the U.S. Thanksgiving, which used to be the college day. They went out and they put a game there. And during COVID, there was a couple games that needed to be played on a Tuesday. I don't know if there was a Wednesday in there. I know there was a couple Tuesdays. People watched. And I think the NFL will sit there and go, if we could do this right, we could schedule basically a primetime game for 7 days a week. We expand our schedule, make it go a little longer. Super Bowl goes in March. We're on the air, dominating television with advertising revenue, TV contracts from September through to March. Let's go.
Goodell took games off of NFL Network because he thought the production quality wasn't good enough. That's
Really?
Yeah, and that's your own baby, right? Like that's a
He's not wrong with
league-owned
that.
property.
But
It
they could have
wasn't
spent
great
the
compared to
money
the
and
other.
fixed it, but instead they went, we'll go take billions from someone else to take it from us.
I mean, you already have a day, though. You already have the Sunday.
Now you're gonna have
But we have 3 days in the NFL right now. It's Sunday,
I
Monday,
know,
Thursday.
it's stupid. I don't
And
like
now,
it.
and then they'll slowly branch out. Like I do think that I'll say 15 years. I'll put it 15 years. It'll be a 7 day a week league.
Yeah, it might be.
Talk to Coolbet. See if they put that up there. 15-year bet.
Yeah. Gager, this one's from you. Tommy, can you ask Gager if he played with a big kid in Portland named Adam Murray? Would have been around 91 or
God.
92. Big
Yeah.
D-man who played there as a 15, 16-year-old. Thanks, from Gags.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. That brings back memories. Yeah, Murr was not the fleetest of foot, but hilarious guy. I don't think he ever didn't have a half a tin of Copenhagen in his lip.
Oh.
But I remember one time he was at the back of the bus and, long trip, sleeping on the floor. And Ken Hodge sat 3 rows back from like most coaches are at the front. I told this, but Ken Hodge sat at the back of the bus smoking Marlboro Lights. Like that's how old I am.
That's old school.
And but we weren't allowed things. We weren't allowed Walkmans and all this weird crap. And but
can say it.
I remember one time Haji came back and and Murr was laying back, but he had a chew in, and our coach like grabbed him and started pushing his lip. So, because we weren't allowed to chew, obviously, and he made him like swallow it and stuff.
That's child abuse.
Oh, I mean, we'd all be in jail, Tommy. It was a different time, but God, we were all just dying laughing at this. But yeah, played with Murr for sure. He didn't last that long. He went back because, I mean, he couldn't keep up. But he was scary tough. Like that's what he was there. He's just a real tough kid. Dude. But yeah, I did. That's funny.
Glue guy texted me saying no chance for the 7-day-a-week NFL league. Need to have room for fantasy football waiver wire. Baseball does it. I've been in baseball leagues. Right. Baseball's every day, basic play every day, and waiver wire. One league I was in was on Sundays at a certain time. You could do it that way, where it's every. Tuesday at noon still, you do the waiver wire and your week starts at a different point, and they'll make that work. The NFL, there's too much money there. They'll make fantasy figure it out.
They can do whatever the hell they want, basically. Brett texting in says, that guy who claims he gets tired and hungover after only 3 or 4 light beers must have some sort of wheat allergy or something that he's not aware of. That is ridiculous. I'm with you, Brett, on that one.
I was just a little worried that we're going to be making fun of this guy, and I realized, we're making fun of a listener, and then I realized it was an Amazon review again.
It was an Amazon review, yeah.
Let's go. This guy's not listening. He doesn't know what he's doing.
There definitely are people out there who are just so contrarian and have something that bothers them that they deliberately go out and review things negatively on Amazon. I swear by it.
Well, I thank him for actually adding the added info there of it takes him only 3 or 4 light beers to get drunk, because now I could evaluate that properly. But our old engineer Trevor, he's a light drinker. Like, he'd have 2 beers and he'd start feeling it. And then we actually worked with someone else at the old place that he's now in Vancouver. We called him 2 Beer Braden, because he'd have a couple beers and he'd start being a little.
He starts dancing.
Wow. Then we always joked him, you're 2 Beer Braden. So there are some of those people, but yeah.
I think they have an allergy to alcohol. Like,
maybe
I know a few people that they just get completely legless. Like, they're, that when you're looking at them or talking and they're looking at like the back of your head, they're not really making eye contact. Like, I know a few people, and it seems like, wow, they do drink a lot, but it's like, geez, that's you're really messed up right now.
I love it. How about this one from Jeff? He says, let's buy random supplements on the internet. What could go wrong? Do we even know what's in it? Has it been studied by actual professionals? I'm all for avoiding a hangover, but this kind of thing sketches me out.
I'm part of the Alex Jones fire sale. I got tons of InfoWars supplements in my house coming right now.
Brilliant.
I've put a lot of different weird things in my body over time, so what's a couple more?
Why not?
Maybe like Dr. Nick Riviera recommends No Days Wasted. The B is for bargain. That's a Simpsons tie-in.
You never know unless you try.
Exactly.
I'm willing to try it.
Yeah. If I go through that 999, I'll feel like crap anyways the next day. If maybe there's a chance I could feel like a little better, why not take it?
Sure.
Some would say don't do the 999 challenge, but where's the fun in that?
Live a little.
Exactly. I was a little hungover after Game 7. I didn't realize beers. I was drinking them because I was thirsty. And they were high-powered IPAs, and I was just.
You didn't realize that they were like 6.5 or whatever.
Yeah, no, and I just did I drink all those? And then I was like, oh no.
The answer is yes.
But it kind of smoothed out that edge, right?
Bones checking in says, I'm very prone to hangovers now. I wonder if I'm not somewhat allergic. My throat sometimes feels tight after a couple of drinks. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Bones. I went to Nate with a guy who, like, he was like a champion in beer chugging. And then now he can't drink beer because gluten allergy or something like that.
Oh, damn. That was like the Man v. Food guy we were talking about. You said he has diabetes.
Yeah, no, he's all messed up. God, that was gross, that 30 for 30.
Yeah, it was. And I did say diabetes on purpose, by the way.
That was like Kobayashi going up against the grizzly bear. That's pretty funny.
But he was worried the grizzly bear was going to break through and eat him.
Yeah.
Crushing glizzies.
So gross.
This is the EST Hangout presented by Two Hoots, Hard Iced Tea, Matt Iwanyk, Joaquin Gage, Tom Gazzola with you here. Let's get to Hangout headlines, which is brought to you by the Ranch Golf and Country Club, offering premier conditions, top-notch service, unmatched value. Book your tee time today. TheRanchGolf.com, amazing shape. We saw it firsthand. Unfortunately for us, first time this year we saw it firsthand. A lot of other people have been to the ranch a lot over this spring, and they know firsthand what it looks like. You're going to get firsthand experience on Tuesday.
How does it look after all that rain?
Great. It's amazing.
It's going to look amazing on Tuesday, right?
Oh.
Yeah. It's going
add in a little bit of heat now.
Yeah, that's going to be crazy.
No, when I was walking by 18 and 7, to 17 and stuff, and just looking at those greens, it was...
Yeah.
I said it yesterday. Murray told us that his superintendent thinks it's only 7.7.
Really?
And he rated it at a 7.7 for himself. So,
Wow.
they think that there's more. But I look at that and I was like, I don't know how you could do better than that. They're that great of conditions.
fantastic, yeah.
TheRanchGolf.com to book your tee time. Silverstone.
Yeah.
We're at Silverstone already.
It's crazy. Yeah. I'd love to go to this track. Obviously, tons of history. And now with the rivalry heating up.
Mm-hmm.
This is big. Dustin Nielsen winning the podium in
Team Prison
in Austria, which is crazy. But no, it's funny because everyone the memes with Lewis Hamilton talking to Lando saying "told you so" or whatever, because the way Max is, he's aggressive.
He's an animal.
He's really aggressive. He puts his car in a place. Well, if we don't back off, you're going to hit me. So that's how he drives.
and more people need to start hitting him.
Yeah.
Because everyone else backs off. Max never, in that year with Lewis always backed off.
Always.
Max never did it. It's at some point, no, enough.
Yeah.
You got to make him move. And the only way you can do that is sometimes
Hold your ground.
Hold your ground, punch the bully back in the mouth type thing.
Yeah, I mean, there's supposedly if you get to if you're head by the apex, right? But still, there's certain points where even if you're not, Max doesn't back out at any point.
No.
At any point.
And that's why he gets that advantage. Is everyone else is scared of him.
Yeah.
I like how Lando is starting to crest, and I know you said they had a bunch of upgrades at McLaren that's helped them out. And then, sometimes Charles in the mix, but we need competition for Max.
Yeah.
We need it.
Well, next year, my hope for the F1 season this year was Ferrari's going to look good enough that we're going to see Mercedes, Ferrari next year. Or not Mercedes, Red Bull, Ferrari next year in a fight. But we have to throw McLaren in there for next year. It might be a three-way race next year, no?
Yeah, I think you have Red Bull.
Who have taken, I don't want to say, have they taken a step back or has everyone else taken a step forward? Or is it both?
Because they've had a bunch of guys get plucked, right?
Yeah, a lot of people have left. Like the whole Joss and Christian Horner thing, I don't know what that is. Adrian Newey leaving, I think that's huge because a lot of people in the paddock consider him actually more important than most drivers to your team.
Damn.
Right? So there's that, and now you have Red Bull, McLaren, Ferrari, and Mercedes that have all taken steps to close that gap. Obviously, McLaren seems to be way closer. But I love it. Going into next year, that's what you want. It's so nice to see like a 4-team fight.
Yes.
And even when you look at
Fingers crossed, at least.
Fingers crossed, yeah. And then it all, after next year, it's all going to reset with the new regulations.
Which scares me a little.
It does.
Because I don't want to get to the new regulations and all of a sudden, again, one team's just so dominant for everyone else and it takes multiple years to catch up. And then also when they catch up, we got new regulations again.
I don't think that'll happen.
But it happened with Mercedes had it the last generation. They dominated and then finally Red Bull caught up at the end, but then we got new regs.
Yeah, but I don't think that'll happen because what are they? The cars are going to be smaller.
Are they?
Shorter. Yeah. No DRS.
Good. No DRS?
What?
I thought I read that somewhere.
Wow.
But
that's
huge. So I don't know. That could have been someone just putting that out there. But I tried to look at it. I couldn't find anything else. But that's what I read.
Remember when
someone can correct me on
when
that.
they brought DRS and push to pass in Indy had it as well, or Champ Car, and then obviously F1. and how revolutionary that was.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, this is amazing. You can hit the button and you basically get, what do you get? Like a few kilometers
like 10
more,
to
more?
15 kilometers more. Yeah.
And now it's just like, oh, they're coming up to a DRS zone.
I got to say,
This guy's on fresh tires. He's going to catch them.
Yeah, with these cars, though, it makes it the racing so much more enjoyable that they can stay behind the car. You know, the dirty air, how now they're designed so to put it up, way up, so it doesn't affect the car behind as much, right? You see way closer racing because I remember even before the regulations, Alonso was in a position for points. Someone was behind him, and he was just going to say, "No problem, I'll just get him to dig his tires to death." Because he knew if he just kept in front of him a bit, he couldn't stay in that dirty air. You don't see that as much. So, and this is going to increase that tight racing that we've been able to see over the past few years even more. The middle of the pack, like I love watching those Alpine guys because they hate each other. They just keep the banter on the radio is great.
Man.
The helmet cams is awesome.
Ocon and Gasly, right?
Yeah.
A couple comments are coming into Per Strule's inbox, 780-218-9999. They're removing DRS, but are adding active aero to the front and rear wings. Kurt on a grader. Nope, no DRS. The front and rear flaps actually open up depending on where you are on the track. Bronco Nick says F1 drivers need the Kavis Reed pump up song before the races for the punching.
I thought of the
max
same
mouth.
thing, actually. That was nicely done, Bronco Nick.
And Jeffy, I'll get to your Copa text a little bit later in the show.
I want to add one more thing since it is the Nathan's hot dog eating thing.
Sure.
Glizzy Lizzie was back this year.
Glizzy
Lizzie.
Yeah, Glizzy Lizzie.
I didn't pay attention last year to any of it.
Well, she goes by Glizzy Lizzie.
That's
Elizabeth Salgado out of
Awesome.
Keene, California, 31 years of age, 5'8", and she crushes dogs.
That's hilarious.
So she was back this year. Glizzy Lizzie, a great name. Because I just discovered the term glizzy for hot dog. I thought it was something way worse.
What do you mean you just discovered glizzy?
Like a couple of weeks ago. I didn't know what
Really?
it was. I think
didn't know.
Eric said it or Trev, and I'm like, what's a glizzy? Like, is this a dirty joke? They're like, hot dog, you idiot.
Belzy said it, and I was like,
Yeah,
what's a
Belzy
glizzy?
too, yeah.
He said a glizzy in the back of your throat, and I was like, well, Jesus, Belzy.
Like, Belzy, stop
family
that.
show.
Yeah.
Didn't realize it was a hot dog.
There's a hot dog.
you're in the kitchen. Like how did that not come up in the kitchen at some point?
That's weird. Yeah, it shocked me.
Glizzies.
'cause-
Joaquin,
but
a glizzy, please.
Isn't a glizzy a boiled hot dog? That's
I don't know.
I think so. I think that if I'm thinking of a glizzy, I think it's more of the boiled version.
I steam
More
mine.
so.
Yukon Jack calls those boilies.
Boilies. He was big on the boilies,
Yeah.
and we had our unsanctioned there was unsanctioned summer party at the patio that we had. He wanted everyone to have boilies, so we made boilies in my place, and then.
Very good.
But I also bought mini pizzas from Costco, and we then had the grand idea to combine the two. The pizza being the bun with the hot dog. Oh, that was amazing.
That's good.
It was amazing. I need to bring back this summer unsanctioned.
The summer on
That was pretty good.
I did. I went to the first time the Boston Pizza at Windermere, which is really nice.
Yep.
And they had a pizza flight, which it's
cool.
just
I've
little.
heard of that.
Yeah. So
Boston Pizza flight would be the one I'd want.
I had the Boston. My wife and I, we had the Boston Pizza flight.
Do you get to pick which pizzas, or is it
Yes.
just, oh my god!
You can pick from their whole menu.
Wow.
I was just like game changer.
Hello.
pizza
It was-
flight with a beer flight. That would be perfect.
That's a
Pair
great
your
day.
pizza with a specific beer.
Take off at Boston Pizza.
Well,
Good work on that one.
you get a round of clicks for that one.
Do you think anyone could actually take down Max this year?
I think Lando's got a good chance.
Yeah, because we still half a season still to go or so.
Yeah.
Lots of time left, man.
That's the thing. You get Max DNFing a couple races, and
Yeah.
all of a sudden, who knows?
Well, and he's got, from what I read, his power units. He's used too many too. So we're looking at
Some penalties.
some
Eventually, penalty
eventually.
range.
Yeah, so he's going to get. I mean, he cuts through the field, but I think that's going to be a little bit more difficult than it was before. If he gets a 10-place, penalty grid on the grid, it's going to be a lot more difficult.
I have not watched enough F1 this year. I haven't been able to, so I got to get back into it.
I was watching, I think it was heading into the Spanish GP, or maybe it was last week in Austria. But Danica Patrick was asking Christian Horner about Checo and the constructors race, and Horner was pretty harsh on Checo. He's like, we need points from him. Like, we don't have this thing wrapped up at all. We're not even halfway through.
Yeah, no, he's since he signed that 2-year deal, he's gotten worse.
Fat and sassy.
Yeah, yeah. So,
well, his last 5 races: 4 points in Italy, no points, 4 points in Spain, 7 points in Austria. And you got Max, who's at the top, and it's like you're in the same car almost.
Same car. Yeah, you can't.
Got to produce a little better.
Yeah.
Max in that same span, 25 points, so I think a win. 8 in Montreal, I think winning, or 8 in Monza, win in Canada, win in Spain, 18 in Austria.
Yeah, he's crushing it.
Yeah, no, it's and I think there's clauses in that contract that they can get rid of him. I think there's some performance.
Oh, there would have to be out clauses in those.
Yeah. So, yeah, I
They shouldn't have signed him. They should have went for Sainz.
ridiculous. But Carlos was
Because he's not locked up.
No, he's leaving right away here.
People are
Yeah, but where's he going to go?
people are mad because he's kind of he's playing people off each other, right? And all these other seats are getting taken up here.
Well, the Haas seat, they made an announcement today.
Yeah.
So I'm like, who's out?
Hulkenberg's going to Audi next year.
Oh, okay.
So
Who's Audi?
Kick Sauber. So they're changing, which they say it's encouraging because they're going to be way more competitive. We'll see. I'm not holding
Haas is
my breath
still
on
a
that
mess.
one. But
How's
actually did great. That was the first time in years they both finished in the points
with Hulkenberg and
Magnussen. Yeah.
How's the new Williams principal doing? The numbers guy.
I think okay.
Yeah.
But he's a good driver. Logan's just
shouldn't be in there, right?
No, I think he was there because US, there's more teams in the US get a little bit more sponsorship, but like anything,
he's like Nick
you need to win.
Yeah.
You need to win.
Yeah.
And he just hasn't done a thing.
No.
So, and even when he's doing well, it seems like he crashes the cars, right? And so it's such a fine line. But
that sounds just like Latifi.
When Eric and I were talking to Tim Haraney, and he said he didn't say it outright.
Yeah.
But I think he's more involved in F1 and talking to these guys.
Tim's there right now. He was in the room with like Max and
was
all
he?
the guys. Yeah.
Unreal.
Yeah.
And but he's just said, Sargent, you'll probably see him in IndyCar.
Yeah.
In the near
Yeah, I
future.
was watching you guys talk to Tim. Tim's phenomenal, and he's only gotten better and better over the years. We used to bug him that we were going to crash his hotel room in Montreal.
But he invited us.
Oh, well, we laid the groundwork. Never forget.
One of these years we'll just have to plan EST going there.
Vegas.
We said a lot of things last year with
Vegas,
those things.
Austin, Montreal
Shanghai.
would be amazing. Yeah, aim low and achieve. Hey, Gagers?
We just have to pick the one to go to first.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
I went to Vegas.
Miami? Miami would be super expensive.
I wouldn't mind Austin.
Austin is amazing.
Coda, going to there would be, I think, a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That'd be neat.
Yeah.
Montreal, though, it's Montreal. Like
I know.
I've never been to Montreal, and I'd love to go to Montreal.
Montreal's amazing. What an amazing city. And I'm
Weren't you
talking
talking of Darnay?
Yes, Darnay and I caught up, or I think it was coming into this past season, and I'm like, Vinny, what'd you do in the off season? He's like, man, I was at F1, and it was crazy. I was like, what was better, the race or just like all the parties and like the people and stuff? He goes, dude, the race was great, but the people watching and the vehicles, the imports that people were shipping in and renting, and it's like they just took over the city. And he's like, it was unbelievable. I'm like, that is cool.
That
is really cool.
I was walking my dog in the neighborhood, and a guy honked at me and goes, like, expletive, because I know he's a Canucks fan.
Yeah.
We got to take Vinny now. Like, he was all mad because his team got Vinny Darnay. I go, that's not bad.
He's
man.
not. He's a great penalty killer. And awesome guy. Awesome guy.
Yeah.
Good. He's a glue guy, I would say.
What do you think happened there? He just got the offer from Vancouver?
I think so.
Went back to Edmonton, and they just said, we can't do it?
Yeah. And I mean, his plan, like, Gager, you watched the transition in the postseason with Broberg, right? Like,
yeah.
I think that's a tell.
Well, not.
They also jumped on Josh Brown right away, the Oilers.
Yeah,
Well, Vinny was
I don't know how that one's gonna go because there's not a lot
sure.
of glowing reviews for him.
But they went
who
1 year,
knows?
$1 million, threw it out there, and it was like right there. It was like, okay, Desharnais is not coming.
Yeah, that's true.
Like that's the Oilers, and that was before. Like Vinny was still a while till he signed in Vancouver. So I think they just immediately knew the Oilers like he's gonna want a little too much money.
Term and money.
They got a guy for $1 million. Perfect.
The role didn't work out, and the money in term,
And what did Stetcher get money wise?
like less than $1 million per.
So you got two press box defensemen, for lack of a better term, 7/8 defensemen, I guess, for the price of one.
Yeah.
In Vinny Desharnais.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. And then I think for Vinny Desharnais, you know, I know there's Oiler fans that are sad to see him go, and certainly his teammates are too, because he's just a really nice guy. That's one of the few Oilers guys that signed elsewhere for more money and more term that I think people would actually be like, "Good job, Vinny! Like, well done, sir."
Yeah, he kind of not playing in the finals kind of solidified his decision making. I think, right?
That's too bad, but yes.
Maybe if he's 3 years younger, I could see staying for the $1 million here, possibilities of winning a cup and then cashing in. But the fact that
He's 28.
yeah, he's 28, played the majority of his career in the minors, and has become a regular NHLer. Played through 3 rounds of the playoffs. Has experience year prior. Plays a physical style. Was part of the one of the best PKs in the league for the whole season. This is what he had to do.
I don't blame him at all.
You know, this is your window for your life expectancy in the NHL is a lot shorter than people actually realize.
What is it, like 4 years? Not even?
Not even. I don't think.
I know NFL's 3.
Yeah.
The average career is 3.
It's not long at all. And now he's got life-changing funds that if he, as long as he is not living in Kitsilano where I used to live, he should be fine.
Well said. Bronco Nick says, Albon is useless. Running out of seats for him to go to. Will sign with Mercedes. Doesn't want the number 2 seat, but it's the best seat for him. Signed, Bronco Nick.
Well, there is no number 1 seat, is there? Unless you go to, you really go step down of the team.
Like,
What do you mean by no? George Russell's the number 1 guy? And
has he really? Because remember, George was like the wunderkind.
yeah.
And they pulled him out of Williams. And how would you describe his years in Mercedes? This is year 3 now?
His radio message I find annoying, but I don't.
They're
know
all
why.
annoying on the radio.
Yeah. Well, I like Fernando. He seems to be quite funny. Max, I get a kick out of because he just bitches.
Yeah. The other day on the radio, he's like, "What?
Yeah,
What do you? I don't understand. Say again."
I like the banter between him and his race engineer.
Yeah.
And but George, I mean, he did so well in Williams, right? And he was close to winning a race when he came up to, and then the car failed or whatever.
Yeah.
I just think he hasn't had a car yet. I don't think. Like his
George.
Look at what Lewis hasn't been able to do anything in
That's
Mercedes since George has come too. Like
say
the car hasn't fully been there.
And he's been on. You know, you can't say he's not Sargent to Albon. You know, like he's right on par with Lewis. So he's obviously a really good driver. And
Well, he just won.
Yeah,
but that's like it seems like he's always just right off that upper echelon. And so if Mercedes can just get a little bit better with the car, it'd be great to see what George could do. But I would say he'd the number 1, especially with Lewis going.
Yeah, I think, but I just say if Carlos goes there, I think it's an even playing. Like I don't find one of them better.
This is the Koskinen and Mike Smith 1A 1B type situation.
Yeah.
Except better.
Yeah, better glove hand.
Yeah. No. Like old frying pan.
The EST portions of this hour of the EST Hangout brought to you by the High Product Marketing, official merch partner of Edmonton Sports Talk, promotional products that bring the buzz. Check them out, thehighproductmarketing.com. They will be at our EST Golf Classic on one of the holes. Chelsea's got some fun stuff planned for that hole as well. So for those that are in the EST Classic next Tuesday, we have a lot of. I think we have a lot of really good holes that will be out there. But I believe the Hive. I don't want to give it away what they're giving away. I'll leave
What's
that
the
one as a
temp on
surprise.
Tuesday?
Amazing temp.
It's like
So
30
I will get
or something, isn't it?
I'll get the latest for my special app that Josh Clausen gave me, or special website that Jay Milne doesn't know how to read. Let me load this up.
Can I read a text in the meantime?
Well, I've got it up here.
Oh, okay.
So at 6 a.m., it's going to be 16 degrees.
Okay.
So as the morning show hits the air, we're only on for 2 hours next Tuesday, and then we have no other content. Apologies to everyone else out there. No live content. Although I'm still like, I don't think I could do it right at 1 and 10 because I can't leave my my computer in the sun for multiple hours. But I might just put it on the patio camera and shoot towards either the one of the greens or something.
Live tournament, like
and just
a live cam?
on YouTube, just a live EST looking
of
the tournament. Come 9 o'clock, it's 24 degrees. So an hour into shotgun. By the time it ends, or some 32 degrees at 3 o'clock.
I love it.
When it comes to wind, even better. There looks to be like almost no wind. 9 o'clock in the morning, there'll be gusts of 12 kilometers. Gusts of closer to 24 kilometers at noon. By the time we're done, it's gusting a lot higher. So even the wind won't even be much of a factor. As of right now,
hit the ball a notch lower.
Alberta.
Yeah.
So it could all change.
Knock on wood.
And
That's
the
drywall that you
smoke
knocked on.
could, there's studs somewhere.
Oh, you just got one.
According to Clausen, we got to watch the smoke as well. That's the big thing that we're paying attention to.
Smoke is a buzzkill.
But yeah, so we're getting closer to the Golf Classic.
Very
got
excited.
a few more things left to just cross off, and then I think we're good to go.
Can I give you a round of clicks for all the work you've done?
Well, thank you.
You deserve credit. You've kicked
Not
ass
done
on
yet.
all this.
Not done yet.
And I'm glad that you hold such a high standard for yourself, because we do too, for you especially. But no, you've done an awesome job, Matty.
Well, thank
so
you,
it's going to be a great tournament.
I mean, other than 1260 leaving, I think when they canceled the golf tournament,
it was a rough one.
Yeah.
So many people came up to me, and I mean, I was on the show a handful of times. What's going on?
We were saying the same thing.
It was like, why aren't they doing this? That was so much fun.
It started off with it's COVID. So we're okay, and then another year COVID's still okay. Well, that makes sense. And then finally, basically, we then realized they just don't want to do the work.
But remember, they got the jackets for the tournament, and then we still didn't do the tournament. Remember those jackets that we had?
Those were for the tournament.
They were for the tournament.
You're right.
And then they kiboshed it.
Yeah.
And Dusty was like, I'll do the damn tournament.
Oh, really?
And they're like, no.
Yeah, so once we launched this, it was like, we're doing this. The golf tournament's coming back, even if it's the worst thing ever. It's at least we're going to try it. At least we're going to try it. So, but yeah, it's the forecast. Hopefully, again, it just stays because that'll just add to it next Tuesday. And
great.
Did you get my email on it?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay, let's go to Amos Moses. This is going back to like the drinking buddies and stuff like that. Amos says, I have a buddy that is a fairly cheap drunk. 2-3 beers in, he's already rolling. We made him drink a glass 2-liter bottle of dime store beer called Big Bear once. Oh, we know Big Bear.
Oh, yeah.
And he went off hard. We were at a social and he was barely able to stand, but he was slurring, calling on everyone to fight. Pack a lunch. It'll take all day to kick my ass, was the quote. We had to take him home. It got intense, but he's now and forever dubbed Big Bear. That's beautiful, Amos Moses.
That's good.
I love it.
I remember in Scotland when I played there, I played with Byram's dad, Sean Byram.
Yeah.
And Doty would play tough guy with San Jose. We'd go to a little pub. But Doty was crazy. He would order beers when Sean went to the bathroom with a shot of vodka and poured the shot of vodka into the beer.
Dirty. That's dirty.
So you don't taste it really.
Yeah,
right?
that's so dirty.
Yeah, Bizey was, I think that's how, no, he was already conceived at that point. So, yeah, but there was probably some trying to populate the city.
Boys, don't let me take off my jersey on Tuesday. It was my choice, and I have to live with my choices. Laughing emojis. Also, Party Wolf is coming out to play. Let's go. I'm very intrigued by this jersey. What jersey that we can't take off?
Oh, he's got his AM Nasty Oilers reverse retro.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, and Wolf was out yesterday. He was there. I said that was Wolf that walked into the clubhouse.
And then another texter says, I'm going to be sweating like I'm Quinn Phillips at this golf tournament. Quinn's coming too. So
Quinn's going to be there. Belzy and I were having a meeting. It was a liquid lunch type of meeting, obviously, as one does, in a beautiful day on the patio. And Quinn was leaving work, and she walked by, and we're like, get in here. And she came by for a couple of beverages. And she's like, I'm sweating. And I'm like, we all are. It's nice outside.
Kelly's Pub.
Nope.
Local?
Nope.
No.
We tried local, but the Oilers were having their end-of-year celebration, and Belzy walked in, and I'm like, just don't. Don't. We saw Brad Harrison going in. I'm like, what's Harry going to local for? That's so weird. And then we see a private function. I'm like, oh, yeah, the guys are there.
I got to give a little kudos to my friend's son got drafted.
Nice.
Oh,
Hunter St. Martin, his father Blair St. Martin, got drafted by the enemy, Florida Panthers. So,
Nice. Good for him.
yeah. So 192nd overall, I believe it was. I was over there over the weekend and had to mention I was 106th. So I was better, but
Oh my goodness.
but it was cool. He's telling the story, and I like because when I I didn't want to go. I thought I didn't want to sit there, and so he was draft eligible last year. But he was telling the whole story, like a lot of interviews. Like he had and even I think because Blair U of A alum, I think Stoff phoned his dad and said that yeah, if he's still there, Oilers are going to take him with their last pick.
That's not a call Bob should be making.
So, great, whatever, awesome.
Yeah.
But he had interviews with a few different teams, and it did look like Florida. And I guess they were out for dinner, and he was telling his parents, "Don't look. I want to be the first if it does happen." Right? Like he was.
I like that.
He was a very cool cucumber, and then he saw in the 6th round, 7th round.
they didn't get a call.
Oh, but the pick was done, and then he got the call.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So
I see.
But then I'm like, shoot, man, like. Seeing what the draft looked like
looked
in
awesome.
the Sphere,
Yeah.
it should never be held anywhere else. That's my thinking.
Dana
But
White doesn't think it was that great.
Dana White's
Well, he's got his event there next.
Yeah, and then, he was asked about, did you see anything with the NHL? And he's like, basically, he said, if I'm getting his quote correct, I'm paraphrasing a little bit here, he says, what they've done will be the equivalent of kids with crayons compared to what UFC is going to do at the Sphere.
Whatever.
it's a different crowd though.
But with the screen and stuff, and he's like, all they did was they had the order just go up, and he says, kids with crayons, based on what they're going to do with the UFC.
Well, that's a jackass thing to say, but he can be a jackass, obviously.
I thought I was a little underwhelmed with what was on the screen. Not going to lie for myself.
They did
think
some
there was
things for
enough.
the first time ever where they broadcast live on the outside what was happening on the inside.
Yes.
Like this was essentially the NHL can go in. Matty, you talked about it last week. They could say they had the first sporting event.
Yes.
They were the first.
They got to
league
post
to
their
go
chest
in.
out and say we did it first.
Yeah, but it's not like a game was played there. The UFC's holding a UFC like an event there. And it's
Of course, it's going to be different.
And-
This is a bunch of teenagers with parents.
yeah, it's a draft. It's not the
But I
sexiest
think it's just
thing
using
to
the
begin.
scoreboard, what they're doing with the scoreboard, or
And then-
the video board, whatever you want to call
and
it,
then-
the backdrop.
Being a promoter and hype man, like,
Of course.
and Dana White probably has no reason to give two craps about the NHL. It's a rival product that is potentially taking away money from his. So good for him for stirring it up.
Time to
Nope.
qualify.
Oh, nobody from the NHL will rebut him, by the way.
Well, don't even try because
Yeah.
they'll probably destroy you.
Yes.
If it's just a war of words. Dana White versus Gary Bettman.
Gary.
Great Outdoors Comedy Festival next weekend, not this weekend, next weekend, July 12th through the 14th, Kingsman Park. Friday's completely sold out with Andrew Schultz, Shane Gillis. Saturday, Kevin Hart. Sunday, Burt Kreischer and Whitney Cummings. Tickets available for Saturday and Sunday. A limited number still available. GreatOutdoorsComedyFestival.com. A great outdoor setting, some great comedy, a great way. And with the forecast that's looking like if that continues, it's going to be beautiful out at Kingsman Park too. We're qualifying someone last 2 to 3 chances for the qualifying opportunity for the Sunday VIP table. 4-4 with Burt Kreischer, Whitney Cummings. You got like a QR code. You scan it. You order your food and drinks. It comes right to you. 6 o'clock or lager, along with Alley Cat, the official beer of the Great Outdoors Comedy Festival here in Edmonton. So it is really that first big signature event for 6 o'clock or lager for the masses. That will be taking place next week. If you want to get into this VIP draw, text us to 780-218-9999. Let's just go with Great Outdoors Comedy Festival. Great Outdoors Comedy Festival. Text that to 780-218-9999, and you will go into a draw to be our qualifier for the Hangout. We'll qualify someone in the lock shop. We'll qualify someone on Two Guys and a Goalie today. And then tomorrow morning on the morning show, Gager, Lieutenant Eric, and YouTube Trev, they will announce who the winner is. And then I will pass along your info to get you your tickets. Hopefully Probably tickets will come early next week with the event happening next weekend. This is the EST Hangout, live right here on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Tune in iHeartRadio, as well as those watching on YouTube. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports. Let's get to Road Warriors, which is brought to you by AccuSteel Heavy Haul Trailers. Quality, innovation, integrity, custom-engineered solutions, no patch jobs. Better than you solutions, trusted by the leaders in the heavy transport industry. That is AccuSteel's Heavy Haul Trailers. I'll get to Jeffy text second here. Tonight, the Canadian Football League kicks off Week 5. No Edmonton Elks this weekend, but we got the Winnipeg Blue Bombers taking on the Ottawa Red Blacks. The Bombers announcing Chris Streveler going to be the starting quarterback for this game as Zach Claros banged up. So
that's why I did not take the Bombers in our weekly
I'm going to have
CFL
to make my
picks.
pick. The Bombers, I feel like going 0-5.
Yep.
I'm very intrigued to see what Huss has to say today on the Lock Shop when it comes to his Bombers. They're dealing with a lot of injuries. No Dalton Schoen, no Kenny Lawler. They've already lost the Red Blacks this season, did they not?
I believe so.
They took on each other, and I'm stunned by what's happened in there.
It's crazy, but it's just been a compounding issues.
Oh, and that's tomorrow the game, by the way. Today's Saskatchewan, Toronto.
Yeah.
It's Toronto on the road. Tomorrow's Winnipeg home to Ottawa. I should correct that.
Because fans got to put shorts back on, right? Didn't they have the guy that wore shorts for like 11 years?
He only
for
wore
like
shorts
21
since the last one. So I don't know when he first started.
31 years since their last win, right?
But when did he start the streak? Do we remember?
I don't know.
I thought it was like after the last Grey Cup. I thought it was like 90.
Winnipeg
Was it 91?
Well, it was 90. Because one of the reasons I never
2000.
wanted the Bombers to ever win a Grey Cup when they won because they won in 19 for the first time. It was 18 years, the guy.
18.
started.
Okay, sorry.
But they hadn't won since 90. I in my lifetime up until then, the Bombers had never won a Grey Cup. And I was like, I want that to continue. I love this idea that at the time, what would have been late 20s, be like, I've gone this long in my life and the Bombers have never won. This is great. Like, keep this going. And so that's what I wanted. But yeah, no, maybe he has to get going again. They look worse than the Edmonton Elks by far. That's not a hot take by any way, shape, stretch. That's not any shape or form.
Was I hearing the Trey Ford talk this morning
In terms of
playing, possibly? Where did I hear that?
I don't know
Next
because
weekend?
I mean,
I'm gonna guess it's a dream because one, the Elks actually have looked pretty decent. McLeod Bethel Thompson through 2 games looked really good.
Yeah.
1 game looked okay, and 1 game was poor.
acknowledging he has made that one mistake every game, though.
The thing I would also throw is Chris Jones doesn't trust Trey Ford.
I know.
If he did, we would have seen a package with Trey Ford by now. Chris Jones is going to go down without using Trey Ford. That's my belief.
Well, if they lose, does he really go down?
I would. I'll say that. They lose to Ottawa.
Like
that change has to come. I don't care how they lose. They could lose by 1 point again. They could lose walk-off field goal. I don't care.
I think they win back-to-back against Ottawa, though.
I based on the way they played, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
But that's where it's if they lose, it's all over for me.
God, it would have been nice to pull that last one out going into the bye week, though, just to sit around and mope that you haven't won yet. This bye week. I don't care what sport it is, comes at the worst.
You think it's the
time.
worst?
Yeah.
Not a great way to cut away, just forget about it and come back and focus on we're really close, we're right there.
You're not going to forget about it unless you're drinking and using what's it called?
No days wasted.
No days wasted.
Yeah.
No, you're sitting around moping the whole time. Like, this is brutal. You can't fully relax. And no, it's a terrible time.
Alex making a move yesterday, Sean Oakman.
I like that.
Coming on defensive line, cut by the Argos.
Right, I heard
During training camp, was it just before training
I think
camp?
it was just before. What was it, a money thing?
Honestly, don't even know.
Because like him and who was the other big boy that they had up front? Oakman, and they had another guy that were great, like towers of power, basically. It wasn't necessarily Jeff Coate and Jefferson, but...
And Canadian, nice addition.
Yeah.
The D-line's been all right. I feel like the run defense has been bad for the team for the most part, at least through the middle games of the first 4. They're right up there when it comes to sacks, at least. I still wish the CFL kept stats of pressures because I think that's the best stat to evaluate an offensive line / a defensive line.
Yeah.
But we'll see what they can do. But I'm just surprised that you'd say that it was because I was taking the others. I thought the bye week is perfect for them to cut away, but you would know a little better.
Well,
You've been that pro athlete. You've had those moments in your career
and
where a team maybe was in a rough patch.
I didn't really experience bye weeks until I got to Europe, kind of.
Are they? Yeah. Oh, because international breaks.
So and then and I mean, look, I was going to Italy and going skiing for these things. You know, this was deluxe time. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, crap. I wish we were doing better up to this point. You know, and that would be the back of. And maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it fires you up to get back more. But I just going into those weeks and being able to fully relax and just we're in a playoff spot. Blah, 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 things are going well. I can just focus on, skiing and eating good food and hanging out and going to après ski. That's more my speed.
I love après ski. Whenever you describe it, I'm like, I feel like I want to skip ski and just go right to après ski.
We would in Italy. It was great because the hills close around 4, and then so I'd go up late lunch with Megan and Bodie, and Bodie he'd be 2, and just the and I'd throw him up on the picnic table and he'd just be giving it, and I'd be feeding him food, and we'd be dancing all for a few hours and then go home.
Yeah, that's amazing. I love that.
Oh my, après ski. That's the thing, man. Europe skiing here is one thing. It's great, Lake Louise and stuff, but it doesn't hold a candle to skiing in Europe.
For those that are wondering what the hell après means, it means after in French.
Yeah.
So it's like the 19th hole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The skiing version of the 19th hole.
With a DJ and everyone crushed. And usually the sun is out. And so everyone's they look like F1 drivers coming into the interviews because the ski suits are tied around. Oh, it's fantastic.
Jeffy also was asking, just to continue with Road Warriors, brought to you by Aki Steel's Heavy Haul Trailers. Who do you have coming through quarterfinals in Copa America? I won't ask you two because you guys won't care.
No.
Argentina will beat Ecuador today, I'm assuming. I'm picking Canada to beat Venezuela. I'll have to see what Coolbet odds are for that. I think Venezuela might be the slight favorite in that one. Colombia will beat Panama. And I've got Uruguay knocking out Brazil. I haven't liked Brazil in this tournament, what I've seen from them. Uruguay is a top team. They've actually their form has been excellent as of late. But Canada, Argentina could be a rematch of the semifinal next Tuesday after a golf tournament, which I'll have to rush somewhere to watch that because what time is that game? That game will be at 6. Perfect timing. I could easily get somewhere and watch that game. The thing about Copa America, too, though, Canada takes on Venezuela tomorrow, 7 o'clock. There is no extra time. They finish 90 and it's a draw. They go straight to penalties.
Oh, why?
I don't know. South America and CONMEBOL does weird things. So that changes the complexity of how you approach these games. Like, if Canada gets to Argentina next week, you try to push them. But if I'm Canada, I'm wanting the penalty kicks. Anything can happen in penalty kicks, and Argentina, including Messi, have been known to miss penalty kicks. If I'm Canada, I'm hoping for penalty kicks in that one because I think that's the way you can maybe beat Argentina, and that's the way you, I think, adjust your subs and things like that. Tomorrow, I think Venezuela might try to do that to Canada, try to get to penalties a little more than the other way. But yeah, it's a little weird that the thing is, it might be playing into Canada's favor mightily.
Yeah.
And I will take it in a heartbeat. The betting odds for Canada, yeah. Venezuela, the favorites on Copa, or on Coolbet. Followed by the draw, followed by Canada. Canada plus 215. I like that. I do like Canada. I can't wait for tomorrow.
What else we got? When's the British Open?
20th or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And because when would that be? The Open Championship. 18th through the 21st.
Okay.
Because then we're leading into the Paris Olympics not long after that. Paris Olympics are on July 26th through the August 11th.
Beach volleyball is in front of the Eiffel Tower.
So
really?
Yes. They built the stadium there. It looks amazing.
Swimming's in their big canal. I forgot what it's called, but that place is not clean.
Bad water?
Oh, go read up on it. That one's going to be a little weird. I also learned there's surfing in this.
Yeah, but
I love surfing.
I love this.
But
tell me where it is because it's amazing.
This is the furthest distance any sport or any venue is, like the furthest distance from the main area.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I gotta quickly. Do you remember where it is?
But don't they need like wetsuits up there? Don't they?
No, that's not. It's nowhere near
this is surfing.
France.
No, it's
France.
not. I gotta find.
It's
I've got
in
it here.
It's on an island.
It's in Tahiti.
Tahiti, yeah. That's where they're holding the Olympic surfing.
French Polynesia. It's in the central part of Pacific Ocean.
Yeah.
So it's part. So
it's on the other side.
it's these athletes
like
are
12 hours
nowhere
away.
close
Oh, that
to
sucks.
the Olympics.
It's
And
brutal.
I loved watching surfing in the Tokyo Olympics.
Yeah.
And it was just like, where would you do this surfing? How could this surfing occur?
Tahiti.
And looked into it, and it's Tahiti. So there's so like it is the furthest like distance between the where the main stuff is and the venue
That
is.
sucks, man.
It's actually the LA Olympics that's coming up in 28. Softball, and I can't remember what else are taking
Oklahoma
place in
City.
Oklahoma City.
I think it's like canoeing and rowing and
Yes.
stuff like that in Oklahoma City.
Which I'm just surprised they couldn't find something a little closer.
they could definitely find something a little bit
But there's
closer.
nothing like Colorado or something like that. And
There's stuff in California where they could do that.
I found that fascinating that when they announced the venues for that, that
Yeah.
it was in OKC. Actually,
Yeah.
the venues for LA are going to be fascinating. 'Cause
Yes.
swimming's in SoFi Stadium, I think.
it?
Well, they just did the Olympic trials at Lucas Oil Stadium. They built
Yep.
the pools on top of the field.
And I think that's where that one is. Basketball's being taken place in the new arena Clippers are going to. Is it
Right.
gymnastics? Is that
Yes.
crypto?
Yes.
Like
The venue setup is very bizarre, and they're using Oakland Coliseum, or pardon me,
the Coliseum
Coliseum
for opening ceremonies.
Yeah.
I can't remember what
Angeles
they're using.
Coliseum.
I can't remember what they're using Rose Bowl for. If they're using Rose Bowl.
I mean, they have so many venues there.
Yeah.
I love the Rose Bowl.
That's weird, the surfing. I somehow on my feed I see that I think it's in Australia. It's that it looks like a massive plunger, and it creates waves like it's in a.
Oh.
So this thing goes up and down and just makes like it's like a little kid in the water going like this, making waves.
Yeah.
And so it makes these perfect. It's all man-made, but perfect tubes for these. And I watched some Australian show. It was like Surfing Bachelor. It was like a guy and a girl, and they pick the teams, and they'd get together. Whatever. It was pretty good.
I love the Australian accent.
Rose Bowl will have soccer, or as they call it, football. Or is it actual football? That actually might be football. Never mind. Because they're having flag football in the event,
flag
right?
football. Yeah, okay.
Well,
I'm
now
looking at
that
Wikipedia, so that might actually be
Japan
football.
is the new superpower in football.
From the World Juniors? Yeah. I think that was so cool. That was a great event, and kudos to Canada. Round of clicks.
Yeah, the
That'd be
Summer
good.
Olympics will be great
Yeah,
because
that'll,
it's.
In France.
Well, and then for Canada, there's a lot to
And
be excited
Tahiti.
about. Three basketball teams. You got the 3x3 with the Plouffe sisters from locally.
They're setting up. It looks great.
Yes, I drove by that yesterday.
Yeah.
The Hoop Fest this weekend down at Fan Park in Ice District.
Big tent is up.
It looks amazing what they're
What did
setting up
Pulsar
there.
say? It could withstand 240
Yeah,
kilometer
something
per
like that.
hour winds. I was like, that is amazing.
But yeah, so Hoops Fest this weekend, 5th through the 7th. So that gets going tomorrow.
Yeah.
But it's Plouffe sisters, Canadian men's and women's basketball teams will be there. Canadian soccer's there. Women in the pool, athletics, especially with the men for that. Like there's a lot to really be excited about going into
I
these
love
Olympics.
Olympics.
And they're just the better time zone.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Just gonna be a lot easier to
It's
watch.
going to be awesome. Steve Wino was telling me about the Beijing Olympics, and he said it was so weird. So weird when they did it there.
Well,
the most
everything
recent
was
ones.
shut down. Right?
Yeah.
Jasmine saying, "Hey Maddie, thanks for calling me out yesterday. I was on the ladies' tee box. Thank you very much." Laughing emoji. There was no ladies' tee boxes for this the $100,000
Jasmine,
hole
you
in
are
one
a
contest.
cheater.
So
And we just want everybody
just
to know
throwing that
that
out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't. There was a singular tee box yesterday at the hole in one contest, but I thought credit like. She got air under that ball, and she said
did.
it wasn't like it rolled in front of her.
No, she takes
It was a good
lessons.
swing. It was a good swing.
I accidentally drove Jasmine out to hole 8
Why'd you go to hole like a different hole?
because I got twisted around. That was my bad. Giving her time to prepare mentally.
Also, Bronco Nick saying to hope for penalty kicks is not a team to cheer for from Bronco Nick. It's not a hope for penalties. It's as much like Canada taking on Argentina. It's just there's a little bit of a strategy to that. I don't know. Like, yeah, Canada's going to go try to beat Argentina in 90 minutes, but they would also be very excited to force Argentina to penalties,
That would be crazy.
especially if there's no extra time.
Yeah.
It's like there's I don't know. Don't cheer for Canada then to a degree, I guess. But if
We need a win.
I don't care how Canada knocks off Argentina. If Canada wants to drag them to penalty kicks and somehow beat them in penalty
That'd be
kicks,
amazing.
I'll celebrate the hell out of that. And I'll celebrate the fact that we're in a Copa America final because it also brings a lot of money.
Which is important because Canada soccer is not good.
Also, the Clicks have a certain slam poetry vibe that I didn't realize was missing in my life. So thank you, Glue Guy, for bringing that into all of our lives.
I had no idea what a round of clicks were until Glue Guy came on board. He's like,
you never knew?
You really?
No, where did this come from?
It's just a
dressing
poetry
rooms.
thing.
That's,
What?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Round of Clicks?
Round of clicks for whenever someone would be injured and come back into the lineup. Round of clicks for Gager.
I just think it's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's so dorky, but it's awesome.
No,
I remember watching a Goofy movie, one of them, and he was doing a poetry thing, and they all did the Clicks. That's the first time I remember seeing it.
I remember seeing it the first time in a pro dressing room decades ago. That's where it came from.
I think it's hilarious. That's hilarious. I was gonna save some stuff for later, and I had some texts I want to get to, but I forgot. You know what? Really quickly, we were talking about movies earlier. I watched the new Beverly Hills Cop last night.
How was it?
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It takes a little bit to get going, and then once it does, you're just like, okay, this is fine. It's good.
Yeah. I mean, I want to watch it only because people masterfully use that meme of Axel Foley saying Max screwed it up for everybody. Everyone go home.
Yeah.
For Max Verstappen for crashing the car and that. So, Beverly Hills Cop was awesome.
Yeah.
I wonder, because now that I'm rewatching the X-Files, like it looks like a low budget back 80s CBC TV show.
X-Files?
Yeah.
But it was like cutting
Huge.
edge at the time, right?
Massive.
Yeah.
So, probably some of those older movies don't, but we'll see.
No, I liked it. I thought it was good. Obviously, now it's done with the Beverly Hills Cop, but I thought they did a good job, and I enjoyed it thoroughly.
Anytime you can see like the movie bloopers with Eddie Murphy, like it's just great because he's just making. Who was the guy? I think he's the on Curb Your Enthusiasm, Larry's buddy, who's the agent, big guy.
Jeff.
So he did a movie with I think Steve Zahn and Eddie Murphy, the Daddy Daycare. Great movie, like when he was doing those things, and he comes in thinking he's a funny guy and stuff, and so he's looking to add certain things, and every time something would be done, whether on camera or off, he would go to say something, and Eddie Murphy would be quicker, say it, and be way funnier. Like it was impossible to get anything in because he was so far ahead of everyone else. But I wish he'd go back to stand up, but I think he's scared. It's too much pressure.
Didn't he do a little bit? He dabbled.
No, he was taught on. You ever watch Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee?
Yes.
Great episode with him and Seinfeld. Like he rips Bill Cosby apart.
Damn.
But he said he's going to get back into it. But to me, like you have those specials, Raw and Delirious. They're just not going to get any better.
No, and that
right.
That's an expectation we as a populace that is watching comedy should just put out of our minds. Right?
Yeah. Like you can't. I work with some part-time stand-up comics, and I love talking to them about progression and things like that. But having material and how it grows and how long it actually takes, and we would be expecting way too much from Eddie Murphy if he ever took the stage again. And for him to get the material to the point where it rivals a Delirious or Raw would take a year, a year and a half.
I think those two specials are on such a pedestal, and the fact that they're decades removed from now, and things have changed, generations have moved on, obviously. It'd just be cool to see him riffing and doing some stuff, maybe like a few callbacks to back in the day.
Yeah.
Speaking of Seinfeld, I saw him with Martin Short doing Jiminy Glick, and I never cared for Jiminy Glick, and then he's been back. He filled in, I think, on Kimmel or
oh my God, Bill Hader lose it.
And I'm on this Jiminy Glick run, and I'm like, Martin Short is brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Like he got Ice Cube really good a long time ago. He got Jon Stewart a long time, and he had a couple of interviews with Seinfeld where And the Larry David one are hilarious, and you're just like, damn it, Martin Short, like brilliant.
He was in that commercial a few months ago. And it's like one of the few times I just had to watch the commercial every time because he just crushed the performance of the commercial.
Is that the one where you had to get picked up?
I think so. It was like he was like filming a commercial or something, and he just had these. He just kept having these like one-liners and stuff, and I was just like, "This is hilarious."
He is so good. And
One of our own.
Yeah, Jiminy Glick was. I'm just like, that is brilliant because he's backhand complimenting, doesn't know the name, and the one with Ice Cube because. They obviously know it's Martin Short, but the way they work off of him and they're trying to one up each other, and it's great. I think Seinfeld actually got him once, and you had to like think about his rebuttal.
Jiminy Glick is like that. He's like a new age Don Rickles. Don Rickles.
Rickles, yeah.
Like he was just ripping people, or whatever. I don't know if you ever saw he's on like Johnny Carson way back when, and with Frank Sinatra. Frank tells the story. He goes into a restaurant and Rickles is there, and Rickles comes over and goes, "Hey, Frank, I'm with this girl. I really like if you could come by after you're done, say hi. It'd mean a lot to me, right?" So Frank goes, "Yeah." Frank thinks he's a big shot. Well, he's a big shot, but he comes over at the end of his dinner. Goes over, goes Don. He goes, "Frank, can you see I'm not having dinner here?" So he just like, leave me alone. Just an all-time.
Oh my God. Actually, you know who did that for me once? McDavid.
Come on.
For real. I was on a date and he came over at the same place. He came, said hi. I was gold. That girl loved me. So yeah, I was like, thank you, Connor.
You should have said, "Connor, I'm having dinner."
Can't you see? Yeah. Great guy. He's a good guy. Really good guy. But yes, could you imagine doing that to Sinatra?
Oh, I know. Just classic.
Yeah.
That's so classic. That's so funny.
Rip City Step. Shout out to Captain Sirius and I for leading the nasty Euro pick'em pool. Him and Captain Sirius. I'm 6, tied for 6. I had a rough round of 16 that draw. I was sitting right at the top, and then I dropped a little bit, so they jump up. Penner's Pancakes. Maddie, let's switch to some BB Canada chat for a bit. I don't have much to say. They got canceled, and it shouldn't be canceled. And I hope somebody else revives it.
It got outright canceled like mid-season?
No, it's done.
Oh, okay.
It's a spring thing, and they canceled it. It's not going to see season 13, and it's way better than... Actually, I don't even know when the American one starts. It usually started by now.
I think it's now. I saw some ads for it.
Oh, it's kind of... I got to double check.
It's Big Brother you're talking about,
Oh,
right?
I love Big Brother.
Yeah. What about... Isn't it Big Brother in Paradise, or...
Bachelor in Paradise?
Or is it
Bachelor.
Bachelor?
Yeah,
Oh, that's
Or are you talking about, like, Love Island?
Oh, that's just terrible TV.
I've watched Love Island before.
I watched
It's just a way to mindless, like, just not think about anything.
Isn't that the one where they can't get together on Netflix? What's the one where they can't?
No, I don't know the Netflix one.
It's terrible. Like, it's like with an Alexa thing that tells them what to do.
I watched like the first 2 episodes of that.
The first season, and like they thought it was...
They lose money if they hook up.
Yeah, they
I
all
think
get a
that's
certain... and they can't keep their hands off each other.
Yeah, because they're all like very sexy people.
The worst one right now out there, and I saw like, John Oliver pointed out, there's a MILF show one out there where she dates the son and the dad.
That's on TLC, the Learning Channel.
Is it on that one? Yeah.
Good stuff, TLC.
That
good
one
stuff.
Did Stewart aired a couple clips of it or something, and it was like they
MILF
did like
Manor.
Milk. That's what it is. That's what it is. Yes.
Oh my god!
It actually made me almost go watch it because I was like, this just seems like the trashiest thing
my
ever.
God.
Yeah.
They had a clip of like the dad and the son and the MILF doing yoga together, 3-way yoga together, and you're like, what is going on here?
Oh,
my
that's
God.
so bad. That is so bad.
It would
That is the
never
worst of
happen,
them
but
all.
If I was to compete with my son, I'd lose. I think.
Oh, I would win, obviously. But yeah,
July 17th, the new Big Brother.
too hot to handle.
Too hot to handle. That's
Yeah.
it. God, it's terrible.
And they would like there'd be drinks and
they're just
like temptation everywhere.
Yeah. I just like the sleep deprivation. So they just don't allow them to ever sleep. It's basically Hell Week for Navy SEALs, and they just give them alcohol, and it's all crying, and
Yeah.
it's great.
See, and Big Brother Canada gave their contestants more alcohol than the U.S. does. It made it a lot more fun. I'm just gonna so miss Big Brother Canada.
You should be the new executive director
you
of
imagine?
Big Brother
The
Canada.
I will
host.
bring it back.
You should be the
You wanna-
host.
One time I want to be in it potentially. EST next year is bringing back Big Brother Canada. I'm going to go pay for the
Sick.
rights. I'm going to sink everything we have from EST into redoing Big Brother Canada live on Edmonton Sports Talk YouTube channel.
We're gonna
my
be
God.
Big Brother Canada and EST experience.
It's going to be great.
Yeah, okay.
That's the way to buy Shanks. I'll turn Shanks into the Big Brother house.
The compound.
That's right.
Yeah. Oh,
This
boy.
is a brilliant idea. What could go wrong?
Murray McCourt, let's get on this.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, he really likes that idea, actually, of Shanks.
Couple of
I know.
above ground pools, and you're good.
We're
That's all you
laughing.
need.
Yeah.
Hot tub in there, pool table, gym.
Right?
And some rooms to sleep. You need the head of house. So actually, the Shanks building is perfect too. There's the upstairs. I could build the head of house room
Yeah.
up there. Lots to happen. That'll be perfect.
Jesus.
I love that show.
Oh, okay. I got a story that came in. It's about Blair St. Martin.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go.
Oh, it's a wow.
It's from Mick Brown Mark.
Yeah.
Says Blair St. Martin story. At the 2003 University Cup hosted at UNB, U of A played UNB in the bronze medal game. Blair was the Golden Bears captain, and U of A was the home team for the bronze game based on their tournament record at the event. Albeit, the game being played in UNB's barn, as he should have, Blair won the ceremonial face-off, being the home team for the game. But the UNB captain, former Oshawa General Ryan Lindsay, I think, lost his crap, sticked Blair between the legs, and pushed him back 10 feet in front of a shocked group of ceremonial face-off dignitaries. Meanwhile, Blair kept his captain like cool. The Bears destroyed UNB 8-2. I love that.
So Blair, man. He's one of the top urologists, I think, in North America. Like, he's brilliant, but he's a wild man. Like, he's absolutely nuts. I mean, I was there on the weekend. We were shooting arrows into the target at, like, I don't know, it was like 12 o'clock at night, pitch dark out. So
Wow, that's really smart.
yeah, no, he's great, man. I remember the one story, Brad Tuschuk. They were
Yeah.
playing in playoffs. Toots on his team, Blair playing defense or whatever, and they were doing like the 2-on-1 regroups. And Toots came over and Blair laid him out, like, and stood over him, like, you know, like intimidating. I was saying to Toots, goes, you got to keep your head up. You can't be skating around and warm up with your head down.
Jesus.
So he laid out his own guy. Oh, perfect. But yeah, his son, awesome. His Florida Panthers. That's encouraging. I think he leaves for their
Development camp's
Development
happening right
camp.
around now.
yeah.
Yeah, I think the Oilers have
I got something in
their
my eye.
kids here. Are you crying?
Yeah, something. Water.
You sad?
That was the. How do you just get something in your eye just random like
I
that?
don't know.
What's cream? Did you say
What?
cream?
You weirdo.
Oh, face cream. But how did it just get to him now?
I don't know.
This is the EST Hangout presented by Two Hoots Hard Iced Tea. Don't give a hoot, give two. Matt Iwanyk, Tom Gazzola, and apparently Joaquin Gage, who's getting something out of his eye here in Edmonton Sports
Facial
Talk.
cream,
Yeah,
evidently. We've been having a fun show.
we've been good. This is going to be the summer.
I don't mind it.
It's-
Like, we sprinkle in a bit of
yeah.
everything. It's a potpourri of sports.
It's like
And then stories.
Elks bye week this week, so there's less to talk about them. Obviously, next week we could start really getting more into Elks in conversation.
Yeah,
and stuff,
Stingers
but-
lost. They had a comeback yesterday.
Yeah,
ended up
they-
losing by 1 in Winnipeg.
Yeah, but they were like sitting on the target score like right there for a couple possessions and couldn't get it done.
Yeah. it sucks.
Riverhawks back in action tomorrow here in Edmonton.
We'll
3
have that.
games before they're gone.
We'll have that here on EST.
Yeah. Do we have all the games this weekend? No, because the Stingers are in action too, so I don't know which one. I'd have to go to our website to see which one gets precedence each
schedule's
weekend.
there.
Well, usually, what the rule of thumb I had for the schedules, if they play at the same time, the away team will air
Oh.
because you can go watch the home
can
team.
go watch,
You can
yeah,
go
that
catch
makes
up the game. So tomorrow we'll have the Bandits Stingers game on our station. 7th, that's Sunday. We'll have the game on our station, and that's Stingers. As for the Riverhawks, we'll have Saturday, Sunday
You're a mess.
because we'll have Stingers
I'm
tomorrow.
a mess. No, I had dry skin this morning. I put some cream on my face. I think I just wiped it into my eye.
Well, that's not smart.
No, it's not
No,
good.
so,
That's not good.
but I had to moisturize. You know about that.
Oh, I get
You
that.
know-
Yeah,
you
no,
get
I get it. Totally understandable.
I should put more face cream on usually, but I always just forget and don't do it.
Yeah. It's good for you.
And go to the what's that store? Mountain something, whatever.
Mountain Co.
Yeah, Mountain Co. They got good creams in there. They got a nice
I just
cedar
get
one.
like Nivea for men or Dove for men.
Yeah, but that's
What?
fine. But everyone smells like that. I like
Oh,
to
you're
be a
going
little
for the
unique.
smell.
Yeah,
You
where you
want
get the
like
cologne.
fine mahogany.
I do. Like I smell like rich mahogany.
Yeah, you poisoned your eye now.
I know. I have.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Now you got to cry it out.
Yeah,
all
cry
right.
it out. If you
Don't
had
worry,
Dove for
Jimbo
men, you
says
wouldn't.
Gager's so relatable.
Really?
I don't know. That's what they say. I would think so. You're really relatable.
I am.
I believe so.
Oh.
Take away the NHL playing, which is not as very relatable for most people.
Yeah, I
beyond that,
guess.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just a guy that likes to crush beers, drink some whiskey, and have a good time,
I guess.
and
yeah.
loves his barbecue.
Yeah.
Actually, you showed us the picture of your
That was
your
next
burger
level.
from last
That was
night, which
insane.
looked delicious.
Yeah. No, I'm well because I saw the one at I think it's Shitty's. It's the Sea Change place, and they have the smash burgers. So I've been on a kind of burger kick to try to make my own special burger, but they have the breakfast one with the fried egg on top, and I've always liked that. Then you press it down, the yolk goes over. A lot of people don't. I mean, I'm
Not
sure
a-
Dusty wouldn't like that too much, but
Does he like eggs?
I'm not a huge
likes-
eggs on burger fan.
no,
Oh, I love it. Hudson's was the first place I did it, but they had the peanut butter burger,
yeah,
which is amazing when
Yeah.
you do that.
yeah. The PB&J burger, if you can try it. I know it sounds kind of ridiculous, but everyone's had the. You go to Thai restaurants, you get the chicken satay with the peanut sauce. Essentially that with a little berries on there. It's delish. Yeah, I got to get a little bit more adventurous to the culinary skills this summer.
You're very good at that. I have to go visit you at whatever concession you're at next week at the Elks game.
Yeah, no, I'll get
I'm
you.
gonna come see you.
I'll get you guys set up. Tell me what
check
you
out-
want. I've actually made a couple really good things. My Tex-Mex salad. This is what I made.
Yeah, I would just say, Gager, I'm coming by in 15 minutes.
Yeah,
Whip up whatever you feel like. Chef special.
Yeah, so I mean, it's essentially like the taco in a bag, but just enhanced with Mexi fries. I do the little sour cream salsa,
That actually sounds delicious.
bacon.
I trust you. You have
no.
exquisite taste with what you work with.
It's
in
funny
that
because
kitchen.
when I'll put it together and you'll see some of the people I'm working with going, "What are you doing?"
Joaquin, that's not on the menu.
Because everyone just like grabs a hot dog and eats it or whatever.
Yeah.
We get some downtime. It's like in you watch The Bear.
I haven't yet.
You haven't
I've
yet?
heard good
No,
things.
oh,
And
that's
season
the
3 just
cooking
dropped.
show.
Didn't it?
It's
Yeah.
unreal show, a great show. But in
Won
restaurants,
a bunch of awards. These
Yeah.
awards,
I've heard
them
of
in
it.
succession, I think, dominated.
yeah, when you're in those types of restaurants, they have they eat dinner before everyone else, right? So all restaurants, high end kind of restaurants do, not all high end, but they have family dinner before, so someone cooks up and then they eat and then go over the menu for that night. Right?
Oh, cool.
So, yeah, that's that time in the concession is what we have, but everyone's just grabbing a hot dog or something. So
Glizzy.
yeah, glizzy. Sorry.
Start throwing that out there in the.
Yeah.
You'll be the
Glizzies!
cool. You'll be the cool one. You'll be the hip one.
Although
Get me 5 glizzies for the front, please.
I don't know if I've said this, but the one machine that we like, it's got multiple functions. It's an unreal machine. I'd love to have one. It's smaller, obviously, but you can do so much with it. But there's a thermometer in there, right?
Okay.
And so I was like, oh, well, how to use this? And I took the serial number of the machine, Googled it, and I got the actual manual, and I took it home. This was 2 years ago, and I kind of went through the manual on how this thing works. But because you got to cook the meat to a certain temperature, right? But everyone always did it by times. But that's the one machine where you can actually use a thermometer and get it perfect. So So I set the machine, it was funny because I was working in another guy's kitchen, like he was the head guy, and I don't want to step on anyone's toes, right?
Yeah.
And he was like, Joaquin, can you get some whatever Colossus or whatever values going? I go, yeah, sure. So me knowing like I'd done it before, but I grab it and then I put it and I adjusted it, and he was like, what are you doing? And I go, well, I think because we need him. I go, I think this is quicker. And then he goes, you're using the thermometer. So I explained to him and all, and he's like, You're cooking hot dogs from now on.
You're the glizzy guy.
I get them to the perfect temp, and they're not overdone because I think that the amount of time to get them to I think it's 170 Fahrenheit or whatever, takes longer than if you really need them.
Yeah.
It cuts the time off, I'd say, by like 3-4 minutes.
And it probably saves some of the juices in the meat.
They don't.
Makes it tasty.
Well, you know when you get one, it's all like it looks like a soft tire.
Yes.
In F1 after too many laps, it's all blistered and stuff. Yeah, it doesn't do that.
That's smart.
Yeah. And I take
you.
a temperature and I check the other ones too. I don't just go off one, but I make sure they're all good.
Look at you go.
Yeah.
Changing the way, revolutionizing
I probably
concessions
should have been
at Commonwealth.
I probably should have worked in a kitchen, but
It's never too late to start.
You do you.
You could be the kitchen, be in charge of the kitchen at Shanks when we buy.
Actually, my wife and I had a brilliant, I don't know the logistics of it all, but the ice cream truck was going by, and my wife likes those margarita drinks, those in a can, the El Dorado or whatever things.
Love those.
They're delicious. And anyway, she's had a couple, and she goes, you know what we need to do? We need a food truck, but it's the margarita truck. And so we're just selling margaritas, but we have La Bamba playing on the thing going around the neighborhood.
Add in a couple tacos.
Oh my, yeah.
That's what you do. There's an ice cream truck for sale.
Is there?
Down like 112 or something, or whatever that road is.
So you just need a liquor license, and you could make it like.
I wonder if you could do it. But you imagine going through next week, going through a residential neighborhood with the.
You want to know something? Throw an ice cream in there, so it's for the kids too.
Yeah.
The kid's all excited. Parent goes, well, I don't know. Oh, I could get a margarita.
Right.
What would you like?
And street tacos.
For the kid, and then I'll take a margarita, and then there's the street tacos as the extra.
Jesus.
It's a brilliant
You better
idea.
patent that right away.
I know.
I know a patent lawyer.
Okay. That'd be good.
Yeah.
Aiden O'Neill texts in, you can let people know that just released some tickets for the Friday night show of the Great Outdoors Comedy Fest in case people want to go now. There are some tickets available. So that's the Shane Gillis, Andrew Schultz show. It's been sold out for weeks now. I just looked online. There are tickets, general admission, a couple available. So get that now, greatoutdoorscomedyfestival.com if you want to see Shane Gillis and Andrew Schultz next Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And does the forecast go that far?
Big Uke's going to the Stingers game tomorrow. His first. He's stoked. Should be a good. Yeah, they are a lot of fun. They do a really good job.
He also ripped Dusty there, saying Dusty doesn't like where did he go? Dusty wouldn't like it, the eggs on a burger and stuff and all of that, because it has flavor and isn't a chicken finger, which is pretty true.
Yeah. I like how he gets all pumped up for the Thai chicken bites.
That's all he gets.
I know, but it's basically that sweet and sour Thai sauce with chicken fingers.
Yes. And then they put like the bed of
good.
noodles and
I got mad with
good.
Tommy here, I think earlier this week or last week, because it's like, they're great. Try something different, though. Have something else from their wonderful menu at Boston. No, I was saying it to you because I asked him.
About him.
Yeah, I asked him what he had to you, and you said Thai chicken bites. So I think it was oil stream last weekend. I'm like, please, Dusty, go for something else. They're great.
Yeah.
They're wonderful.
They
but
are.
you've had them how many times?
This
Every
is where
time.
the pizza flight would be great for Dusty.
oh, that is a
Because
good idea. Yeah.
He doesn't have to get the full one. He can get two that he knows that he's going to crush. But then just, step outside the
Comfort zone.
The palate comfort zone.
Neil has something for you.
Oh, yes.
You just need a Dickie D cart with margaritas. We came up with a business plan for this during COVID, especially when everyone was having backyard social distancing events. Cheers, Neil. You need to get in contact with Neil and get this going.
That would be fun, I think. It would be hilarious seeing these parents coming out with their,
They'd be so excited.
Yeah. Well, imagine
Who
that.
wouldn't be? What parent, an ice cream truck, but all margaritas.
Margarita
and
truck?
street tacos.
Yeah.
Don't have to go buy the Margaritaville yourself. Somebody will just do it for you.
Yeah.
There's nothing like a good margarita in the summer.
I love
Struddy'd love that because it'd be like a Slurpee machine in the back. I get Struddy on the front of that. Maybe on the megaphone.
Struddy loves that'd be amazing. He loves the candies and the Slurpee.
The sour keys, putting those in those Slurpees.
And he would just show up sometimes with a thing of Slurpees and be like, I got you one.
Have you been to the new taco place in the mall?
Not yet.
want
I thought
to.
you and I were going to go.
Yeah, we should go soon.
Yeah.
Thanks for the invite.
No,
That's cool.
We haven't gone because we haven't asked you yet.
Yeah.
Nice save. Well done. That's a great save.
Hey, I was a goalie. That's good. That's good.
It does look amazing. Actually, just the look of it, like the atmosphere looks like it'd just be a good time. A taco shop, is that what it's called?
Yeah. It's got like the neon, the bright neon colors.
Like
it's got that Mexican skullish type or whatever that looks.
The Day of the Dead.
Yeah.
The menu for the margaritas themselves. There's tons of different ones. I had the spicy pineapple one. Delish.
Now, are margaritas just normal or slushy?
Normal.
What's the best?
I like normal.
Yeah,
I like normal.
that's same.
Yeah. Slushy once in a while, but not.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I like just normal glass, good tequila.
Strawberry marg, I think, is my favorite. Strawberry, I think.
Oh, they have some good ones in there.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued.
And they have some cervezas on tap too. Some Mexican beers on tap.
Mexican beer is very good.
Yeah.
Aiden also says, we have an old drink golf cart out at the lake, and when we have people out for the long weekend, people just dump all their drinks into the beer cart. We fill it with ice, and people just drive it around and drop drinks off to people all weekend. It's so perfect.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
That is great.
Signature margaritas. There's coconut paradise, blackberry mint, spicy mango, smoky pineapple, spicy cucumber, skinny margarita, strawberry coconut, the Cadillac, watermelon, mezcalarita,
watermelon.
and then there's a lime, strawberry mango, blue pineapple. Then they get to the frozen ones. Yeah, there's a lot there.
I told
you
you
had the which one? The pineapple?
Yeah, the smoky pineapple.
I love anything smoky.
It was so good.
Smoked.
But because it's made with a mezcal tequila, right? A little bit
Mezcal's
more
good.
Yeah. I met the chef, the head chef guy there too, and everything by hand in the morning. If you know how you go to get fish tacos or whatever at certain place, and you get the fish tacos there are the best in the city that I've had so far. Big, massive piece of fish, huge. Like it's a meal in itself. It's a fantastic, great job.
Street tacos, carnitas.
Yeah,
So good. So good.
really
And
good man.
quick
Actually, I
and
had a
easy.
street taco in Atlanta. It was delicious.
Yeah. And probably made by a real Mexican.
Yeah, and it's just like I don't know. There's something about when it's anything almost like street hot dogs,
Authentic.
street tacos, like coming from a cart or a little stand.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
You're getting good. Like right there, I'm getting something that's quality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's worth the money that I'm paying for this one.
It's like if you get pasta made by Nona. It's the best. Made with love.
Yeah.
That's my Heritage Day go-to. You eat a bunch of places, but I always save a couple tickets to get to the Italian Pavilion because it's like 2 tickets for pasta.
Yeah.
And they load up that plate.
Oh, yeah.
They don't skimp. They just load that up. And
Oh,
you
that's
just,
some pasta.
like it's... Oh, now I want some pasta, actually.
I made some last night.
Did you?
Oh,
You
yeah.
made some.
Yeah.
You actually cooked.
No, my mom made the sauce.
Oh, yeah, but you boiled the pasta.
I did.
And
No
you put-
breaking. You don't do
No,
that.
you don't. Now, do you, after you do the pasta, do you keep a little water, put it together, and then put the sauce in it? Or how do you apply the sauce?
How do I apply the sauce? So for me, I'm very basic and practical. So I get the strainer out, but I don't let it dry. And then I like to put in hot sauce on my pasta. My mom hates it. And if my grandma ever found out I did that, she would have my head.
But that's when you put the sauce in.
Yeah, I did the sauce after.
Yeah, but the thing is, you're supposed to like keep a bit of the water, a little bit more, and pour it in with this after you drain it.
Because it's the
Put it
starch
in,
and the
and that
water.
starch keeps the sauce connected to the pasta a little bit better.
Oh,
if
So you save just a bit of that starchy water,
Yeah.
drain it, put it back in your pot or whatever or on the pan, throw that water in there, then throw your
Okay.
sauce, mix it up,
Yeah.
and it sticks a lot better
I
to
don't
everything.
leave a lot, but it's the pasta's still wet. when
But
it
it's
goes back in.
actually because most
So
have
leave
it still
some
wet.
water?
Keep more. Like take
This
a
is
scoop
something
out
I've
or
never
something.
thought of.
This is what that's the way it's done. You keep
I'm
some.
not
You can grab a
culinary-
scoop of it, throw it in,
Yeah.
and then that's when you add the sauce.
I'll do that. That's
and
no
it
problem.
cooks and it sticks a lot better.
Yeah, I get mocked mercilessly for my inability to cook anything, and I'll own that.
Your
and
show
I'll
home apartment.
Yeah, basically. I actually, you know what's
hilarious.
funny? I looked in I made a fried egg sandwich this morning for breakfast, and I looked in my fridge, and like the leftover pasta is still in the pot, and I was like, wow, it looks like I have food in here.
Wait, you left it in the pot?
Yeah.
Didn't want to dirty another dish?
No.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's okay. I can get that. I get
Again,
behind
very
that.
practical.
What you should do, Tommy, with the hot sauce thing though, Go get some chili peppers. It doesn't matter. Dry.
chili
Oh, that's a
peppers.
good way of doing it.
So then go. You probably have like the airplane bottle of olive oil in your cupboard somewhere.
Yes.
Get another one.
No, I have a 2 liter.
Okay.
Come on.
Get another bottle, but put the chili peppers in there, and then pour like half the olive oil in there. So then you have, and it'll get warm in there.
Yeah.
And then instead of Frank's, just pour some olive oil.
I don't use Frank's. That's a
okay,
no.
okay.
It's Valentino.
Oh, that's too far.
Yeah, but
hot sauce in your pasta. That's
a
one
nice,
thing, but you can't use
expensive
Frank's.
olive oil infused with some chili, maybe even a couple garlic cloves in there.
Yeah, you can
I
find
could
that.
do that.
You could just find
Yeah.
those bottles that are
Yeah,
pre-done.
just
That would be great.
That have all.
Oh, I know,
That's
but-
one of the best parts about going to the Italian center. I used to always love.
But they're
their
more
go-to.
money. You just get the
can just
massive
make your own.
bottle.
But if you don't want to do the work, they're there.
A teaspoon.
I know.
You
I
say-
could do it. I've got chili. I've got just a bunch of chili pepper.
Yeah.
I got to get to your place too, I guess.
No, I'm good. Actually, I don't have a lot of food in my fridge though, because I'm only one person too.
Yeah.
But I also only eat like one meal a day, basically.
Yeah, same.
So I don't have a lot of food generally.
Gene Principe got me onto this one Instagram account. Gene has discovered social media and Instagram, and he's really flourished with Meals by Cuj on Instagram. He's an Italian guy from New York, no chin, long hair. He says,
So very Italian.
take care, brush your hair. He's got the thick accent, and he makes these great meals. And I watch his stuff all the time, and he makes these sloppy, great, delicious pastas and sandwiches. And anytime he uses olive oil, he's like, Italian lube. So I laugh every time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I laugh every time. And then he did a collab with another girl, Sophia something. She's West Coast, he's East Coast, but they collaborated. And her meals are phenomenal. I followed her too. And now all I do is watch them and go, wow, I wish I could eat that. Not, wow, I wish I could, because they show you how they make it too.
Mm-hmm.
See, and I'm the flip. I usually go like I want to eat it, but I would love to try to make it to eat it.
No interest in the process of making it.
It's a lot of fun.
I don't
very
see
relaxing.
I don't see the fun or reward in it. I want
You
to
throw
eat
some music on. You either open up a bottle of wine and have a glass, or you open up a bottle of beer and you just cook.
None of that is appealing to me.
And it's just lovely.
No.
And then when
thank
you're
you. I'm good.
barbecuing too, and you just go outside and you just get to the grill and you start doing everything.
Yeah.
There's such a peace to it.
Grilling, I could do. I have a fascination with cooking succulent meats on a grill, kissing it with the flame. But like in the kitchen, the process, I know it's beautiful and there's a magic to it, but it appeals very little to me. I've had people be like, let's cook together. And I'm like, nah, I'm good. You're making, all right, great. I'm going to go watch the game.
Bring a little TV and you can still watch the
No.
game while it's going on.
No.
I don't know.
No, thank you. No interest. Now you give me a
missing out.
smock and a
He's
grill.
missing out, isn't he?
Yeah, you are. Like,
No, it's-
if I was you, I'd have that place fired up. It'd be like it'd be a spot for people just to come.
no. That's like maintaining a lawn. I don't care.
Oh, I love maintaining a lawn.
No,
I
don't
miss
give a
that
crap.
part of living at home with when I did with the folks. I took great care in that lawn.
People be like, look at
I'd
my
water
lawn.
it.
Like, it's good.
Yeah,
Nice.
it looks amazing.
Let's see something
You start
more
watering it
interesting.
like 7 to 8 at night is when you start watering it because you don't want to do it in the heat. You make
So burn it.
and then you cut it like you don't cut it once a week or something. You cut it once it gets to a certain length.
Yeah.
That's when you. So that might be every 5 days or something. And you get it, and when it looks good, looks clean,
No.
good lines to it, it's an accomplishment.
I can appreciate those elements. I just don't care how you did it. I don't care for the passion that people have for it.
Add in a nice garden to it, mix of flowers,
Make some
and
zucchinis.
growing things.
And radicchio.
Oh, I love peas.
I just herb garden for me, just to be able
That's a
to
good way.
go out and grab the.
For cooking, grab what you need, use it.
You'd love
fresh.
my dad's tomatoes.
I bet. I remember
Yeah.
I was on the island. My wife's they're on Saturna, and they're kind of in like a co-op thing. And we went fishing. My son caught a cod, so we took it back, cleaned it up, and I had that thing probably like sea to plate in like 2 hours. But then I made the mitza. It's basically ground beef, but with fresh basil. And I go, oh, do you have any basil? Suzanne went down, his wife, and comes up. She's got like 2 armfuls of basil, like fresh.
Jeez.
You could smell it when she opened the door. Right?
Yeah.
There's nothing like being able to just go out into the garden and grab your fresh herbs. That's That's solid.
If you want it to be really arrogant, you should just call it Basil.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I could. But I won't.
That'll be it for the Hangout for today. Coming up next, it's the Lock Shop. I think I'm on the Lock Shop.
Sweet.
I didn't know.
Well, thank you. I'm painting today.
Lock Shop.
Oh, Lock Shop. Sorry, I thought you meant two guys.
No, I'm doing two guys as well, but
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be on the Lock Shop. I know Dusty made a comment, I think, yesterday on the Lock Shop, but I've actually never been asked to be on it by him or us. But then Zach's texted me saying, "Are you on?" I'm going, "I don't know," and I think I'm on. So Huss and I guess, will be talking some CFL. He'll get into his hot dog eating contest, as well as we'll talk a little bit of soccer, and then it's two guys and a goalie. It's me and you and Cass. Then yeah. That's going to be the rest of the day here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Nice. No audio, no Stingers or Riverhawks tonight, but we got Stingers on our audio stream tomorrow. And then you're back with Eric tomorrow morning on the morning show.
All right.
And then we're getting closer to the EST Classic. I got lots to go accomplish still today with that, but we're getting closer to having that getting done. On behalf of Tommy, Gager, I'm Matt. Thanks for tuning in to the Hangout presented by Two Hoots Hard Iced Tea here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports. Like I said, Lock Shop coming up in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere.
Look at this. Let's go. There you go, right in front of the camera.
First-time guest, long-time listener, fan of the original draft commissioner.
Welcome to the EST Hangout presented by White Claw Hard Seltzer. The difference is clear. Matt Iwanyk, Tom Zola with here. Joining us today,